263 WMMR, the number, and we will go to Claire. Hi there, Claire.
Hey, sorry for bothering you at work.
Nah, we're looking for an answer, Claire. What was the first Super Bowl to use Roman numerals in its title?
Number 5.
Number 5 is correct. Or V, if you will. Hang on a second, Claire. I'm going to give you a 4-pack of tickets with meal vouchers to the 3 Ice Championship game, Saturday, August 12th, Wells Fargo Center. For a limited time, you can score tickets for just $10. You can go to 3ice.com and take advantage of this special offer. That's the number 3ice.com.
What was the explanation? I think we just talked about it. Why they went with Roman numerals for movie dates. When you see a movie and its date of production is listed, it's in Roman numerals, and that was for a specific reason. And I forget what it was. Did we talk about it?
I don't remember.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, so...
I'm probably stupid.
No, we're all on the stupid wagon, so don't worry about it.
Stupid wagon.
So let's start with this. SAG-AFTRA is in it to win it, according to the union president, Fran Drescher. The nanny actress appeared on the Today
She
Show.
should trademark that.
Tuesday and revealed that actors are prepared to strike for at least the next 6 months.
Yeah.
She said, well, I don't have a crystal ball. When asked how long she thinks the strike will last, she said, we have financially prepared ourselves for the next 6 months, and we're really in to win it.
She said all the proceeds from the German version of the nanny theme will go to SAG-AFTRA.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Drescher added that they've tried to continue negotiating with the AMPTP, but to no avail. She said, from the minute we said that we were on strike now, after the extension ran out, we said, we are happy to continue negotiating. Let's keep talking. And they have said no, but they are digging their heels in.
Well, I remember the last time one of these went on for a long time. This is the process. You go back and forth many times, and then somebody budges.
Right, exactly. All right, well, here we go. In the meantime, while we're waiting out the strike, Gwyneth Paltrow is teaming up with Airbnb in an effort to, quote, make the world a little less lonely. The actress shared a video tour of her guest house in Montecito, California to Instagram on Tuesday and revealed that 2 people will get the chance to stay there for a night. She said, loneliness is a human condition, but in the past few years, increased isolation and our lack of community has made our lives more fragmented.
Gwyneth Paltrow's right.
Airbnb had the brilliant idea of doing something to make the world a little less lonely, which is why I'm inviting you to come stay at my Montecito guest house for a night.
I think you'd like this place, Kathy.
Yeah, it's got you all over.
Very
Kath.
zen.
It's Mark
very
Summers'
pretty.
neighbor. That's where Mark lives.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
It's not giant. It's very, very pretty. It's in a beautiful setting.
The front rooms apparently smell like her vagina, and the back rooms like her butthole.
Oh, my
That's
God.
because they're burning those
all
candles.
scented, yeah.
Ooh, wow, yeah, it is nice.
Fans can begin booking on August 15th, and the stay is only open to 2 guests. In addition to lying by the pool and going on Gwyneth's favorite hike, guests can look forward to having dinner with the actress herself.
You would feel restored in a place like that, I think, if you just wanted to get away from it all.
Oh, totally.
And hang out with Gwyneth and
Hang
just
with Gwenny.
talk about everything.
You goop all over the place.
Goop, yeah. Have a goop fest.
Oh, hey.
So, there's the goop. Jennifer Lopez is having fun at 54. The actress shared photos and video from her recent birthday party through her On the J-Lo newsletter on Monday, including a video of her dancing by herself on a table to Lizzo's About Damn Time.
No Ben Affleck?
She wrote that her husband, Ben, hosted the party at
I'd like to apologize to Jennifer Garner and her pool boy, Ben Affleck, for incorporating them into my fantasy life.
Nick just pulled up a picture of her, and I will incorporate this into my fantasy life. She is in, it's either a bathing suit or lingerie. I think it's lingerie. I can't tell. But she looks outstanding.
Is that the skull sealer behind her?
She is happy.
I apologize to anyone who's been offended by my fictional creations, Chrysagon, the philosopher of evil, and the skull sealer.
I will say that she is a perfect example of a woman who has gotten more attractive.
I agree. I agree. And she works hard to keep her body like that.
Yeah.
And so therefore, those who do work hard to keep their bodies like that like to show their bodies
Absolutely.
like that. And she's definitely doing that. Hey, speaking of
Skull sealer?
Lizzo.
Oh, no.
3 of her former dancers have accused the singer of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment in a lawsuit that was filed on Tuesday. Now, this article I have is 10 pages long.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'm just going to touch on some of the stuff because there's a lot
There is
here.
a lot.
Okay, so they filed this lawsuit. They also allege she pressured one of them to touch a nude performer at an Amsterdam club and subjected the group to an excruciating audition after leveling false accusations that they were drinking on the job. The dancers accused Lizzo of calling attention to one dancer's weight gain and later berating, then firing that dancer after she recorded a meeting because of a health condition. She also accuses the captain of Lizzo's dance team of proselytizing to other performers and deriding those who had premarital sex while sharing lewd sexual fantasies, simulating oral sex, and publicly discussing the virginity of one of the plaintiffs. If the suit does not say if Lizzo knew about the allegations linked to the dance captain, whose name is Shirlene Quigley, but the plaintiffs believe the singer was aware of their complaints about her. Now, in addition to accusations of a hostile work environment and sexual harassment, the suit brings claims for religious and racial harassment, false imprisonment, interference with protective economic advantage, and other allegations. This is all legalese I'm reading.
Of course.
Not every claim was brought against each
Ipso facto exculpatory
defendant. But here we go. So this is the juicy stuff. The trip to Amsterdam, the strip club, which is called Bennen Bar, happened after a performance in the city earlier this year. The suit states that Lizzo's after parties were routine and non-mandatory, but they allege that those who attended were favored by the singer and had greater job security.
All right,
so
I got it.
It's in your best interest to go.
Right.
At the club, Lizzo allegedly began inviting cast members to take their turns, touching the nude performers, catching dildos launched from the performers' vaginas.
Oh, we got to do that.
And eating bananas that were
What the
protruding
hell?
from there. Lizzo then turned her.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it's Amsterdam.
Wow.
so
It's
they're-
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
It's banana night.
So, welcome to Banana
Banana night in Amsterdam.
But does this have any? I mean, where is this lawsuit?
It's coming from a couple
filed?
of people.
I no. But this
Produce
happened.
court.
This happened in Amsterdam. Like, is there a?
Not all of this happened in
Oh,
Amsterdam.
okay.
So some of this happened elsewhere. It was filed in the Los Angeles Superior Court.
So can I ask you guys, since you're pretty well versed in this, if you are going to consume a banana that's been in someone's genitals,
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, what's the best day of the week?
Wednesday,
A Wednesday.
probably. It's
Okay.
still a little firm.
All right.
But not like that brand new Monday banana, which is
Right.
a little
Yeah.
too difficult.
Because
And-
you're walking a tightrope.
yeah, you might
You got to
squish
keep
it.
it right.
By Friday, it might
Yeah.
butt break in half.
Tuesday, Wednesday, banana, most likely.
Yeah.
Kathy, what do you think? What have you done?
Not answering that
not
ridiculous
gonna
question.
No.
So it says here, Lizzo then turned her attention to Ms. Davis. This is one of the plaintiffs or one of the the people that are bringing the suit forward, and began pressuring
exculpatories.
Ms. Davis to touch the breasts of one of the nude women. Davis declined. Lizzo allegedly led a chant, goading her to do so. After Davis declined 3 more times, the chant grew louder and more strident, demanding a visibly uncomfortable Ms. Davis to engage with the performer. When she eventually acquiesced and briefly touched the performer, the group burst into laughter, the suit says. Afterwards, Lizzo allegedly pressed a member of her security staff to get on stage and began yelling, "Take it off," according to the suit. So there's more to that, by the way. Like I said, this is 10 pages long. The racial harassment claim is linked to what the suit describes as comments charged with racial and fat-phobic animus that were made by touring company employees. So Lizzo, not herself doing that, but her dance captain was.
So I wonder how much of this. So you talk about what you can prove in court. Like Kevin Spacey got away with, or at least whatever. I'm flirty. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Could the nature of this be? We were out having a good time.
It might be.
Right.
It
So-
borders on hazing, though.
A
It
couple,
does.
a couple of these people were fired, and
Okay.
that's why the reason
Okay.
this happened. But I think it's a situation
I'm just
where...
thinking in court how the onus to prove that.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
It's got to be tough.
Right.
But it sounds like there was a series of things, and it just kind of kept dragging on, these things that the people didn't agree with.
Do they have any of the bananas as evidence?
Maybe. I would hope so. Maybe there's DNA testing on those or something. But it sounds like this just kind of kept eroding and chipping away and chipping away. And eventually they got fired, and they're like, dude, we've been treated like crap for a long time.
Yeah.
So that's why they...
It just seems weird that there'd be like fat shaming. That's kind of her thing. Is that
Well, yeah,
Be who you are.
the dancers are like plus-sized women.
Yeah,
and it's not like they're thin and put on weight or something like
Right.
that. But I don't think Lizzo is the one that was doing that.
Right.
I think it's their dance captain. It's it's like the we've seen TV show. Was it Ellen or whatever that supposedly the management was being really rude? So who knows?
The other thing that's interesting to me about this case is that Lizzo has been known for a long time for keeping her dancers around forever. It's the same women, the same people have been in this dance troupe since really she started to become big, and she's rewarded them for their loyalty, and they've stuck around as a result of it. And so to see this happen is kind of disheartening.
We have Mike on the line. He's been at that bar in Amsterdam, and it is.
Hi, Mike.
By the way, real quick before I bring him on, it is. Yeah, it's called the Bananen Bar. So I think that means maybe
Bar.
Banana in Dutch. I'm not really sure. Let me go to Mike. Hey, Mike. Good morning.
Yo, how you guys doing?
Good. What's up, Mike?
I've been to the Banana Bar, and what they're talking about shooting things, and you catch them.
Yeah.
That's part of a 5-act show.
Oh my God.
So
okay, you go into the Banana Bar, and it's all you can drink, liquor or beer. But
Okay.
you're only allowed to stay for 1 hour.
Okay.
And behind the bar, they don't stand back there. It's actually a bed. So there is no behind the bar. The bar is raised up, and they're laying there like they're in bed, except the taps are all up there and the bottles. So me and my brothers went in there. We were in Europe for a Ween concert. The first part of the show, of the 5 parts with these ladies. Now, keep in mind, these are 6'1", 6'2" Dutch women.
Wow.
They're big.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like fat. I mean like chicks that can beat your ass.
Amazon women.
Amazons. Yeah.
So, number one, you get to cover her with oil. The second one, she will fire phallic objects out, and you have to catch them.
Oh, my God.
Brother missed this because it's very slippery.
Oh, my God.
You only
Okay.
get 1 glass to drink your beer out of. She picked it up off the floor, rinses it off in his beer, makes him drink it or he doesn't get another beer. Then there's the banana girl that puts a banana somewhere.
Okay.
Peel the banana. I got volunteered to go up on stage, and you have to eat said banana.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
All right, let me hang on. A clarification. Is there
An early bird special?
No. Is there part of the peel that is protecting that
The
banana?
banana goes in, and then it gets peeled so that there is no contact.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking? Live broadcast?
I'm thinking this.
This is one of the.
I'm trying to do this as completely PG.
And Mike, you're doing a great job.
You're doing a great job, Mike.
We're just thinking of a sorority event.
I am all in on this conversation. Go ahead.
I'll put it this way. The Banana Bar was the best 1 hour of me and my brothers' lives.
Mike, that's incredible.
We were so polite because they get so many rude idiots from
Everywhere.
America.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
That they let me and my brothers stay in there till closing time because we were having so much fun.
Oh my
So
God.
Mike, but in general, you have an hour in there, and then you have to
1
leave.
hour. Then they call your name and you have to leave.
All right,
Wow.
Mike, question. How much does that hour cost? Do you remember?
The best $50 I ever seen.
All right. Is this in red light? Could you have sex with these women if you wanted to?
Cannot have sex with them. Somebody with us attempted that. She puts whipped cream all over an area, and her hand is there, so you actually can't touch it, and she tells you to lick it off. Well, he tried to slip around that, and she smacked him.
Oh, my
God. Whipped cream all over his face, and she said, "Don't lick my And he was like, "I didn't," but it looks funny when you got whipped cream all over your face, and you didn't, and a handprint.
Dude, Mike, this is like Sodom and Gomorrah. A Caligula. You also do tax preparation, correct?
That is correct. I did not go in or
Mike,
there.
Hey, Michael, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, it.
Good morning.
Good morning, it.
Just hanging out. Good morning, it. What you doing over there, buddy?
We doing
Just good morning, it.
Good morning. Yeah, no, I have a home office.
You're gonna have to hang on a second.
Look it.
Just hanging out. Good morning, it.
Good morning it. Look it. It's good morning it outside. Jesus.
Oh my God.
Hey, Michael. Good morning it.
The Cabbage Patch, though, was such a huge hit, and they smelled nice. They smelled like
smelled
baby
a bit
powder.
like babies.
And so
That was like fight over them at the store during Christmas
Right.
time.
Oh, there were
Because they
balls.
They would release new ones.
Kathy, that Schwarzenegger movie,
Jingle All the Way.
that is predicated on those famous toy store brawls over Cabbage Patch dolls.
But the cool thing about Cabbage Patch, they all had Xavier or whatever the guy's last name's
on the butt.
They all had a tattoo. They were all branded.
The Cabbage Patch dolls were part of the Nexium cult.
But so I have a very vivid memory of I got my first Cabbage Patch doll. I couldn't wait. I was 10 years old. I got him for my 10th birthday. You get the birth certificate, and I was able to rename him, right? So you send that thing, and you get the birth certificate back. And so mine was named Casey Jr. I was so excited to get this thing, right? And
the Cabbage Patch doll,
Cabbage Patch doll. I was so because it was the thing. I was 10 years old too.
Right.
It was the thing. It was the thing that everybody had and whatever. My neighbor across the street, and I'm going to say your name. Your name's Wayne, and you're a piece of trash because he called me the slang word for a gay person.
Because you had a doll?
Because I had a doll. He was an adult, Kathy. This dude is probably like 30 years old. Called me, and I was so happy about having this thing for my birthday.
That's terrible.
And he called me
terrible.
that. Terrible.
What a jerk. How old were you? And
I
how
was
old were you?
10 years old.
10 years old.
And it was my birthday.
What a dick.
What a
I know, but like, oh my God.
Where's that dick now?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Wayne.
All right.
Terrible person.
How many times you asked that question in your life, Kathy?
God, where's that dick now?
When I need it.
There are so many dicks that I'm wondering where they are.
Yes. All right, back to toys.
All right.
Toys.
Time. So,
Casey's in therapy now.
American Girl dolls.
I'm out of it now. I'm out of it.
And then there was we already did another pre-screening. Like Marissa hosted that, right?
She hosted it last night at the AMC Fashion District.
It was last night, and then Casey hosted a screening last week
At the same exact place.
for the movie Free Guy.
Yeah.
And while we were on vacation, we got a text from Casey out of nowhere
Yeah. What did I
explaining that things didn't go quite the way he wanted them.
So if it's possible to suffer a concussion without actually hitting your head, that's what I think you experienced, Casey.
Yeah. And so I don't want to. I'm hoping.
I'll find the text.
Okay,
Here. I'll read it.
I'm hoping that I didn't lead you guys down in the wrong direction of where you think this story is going to go.
No, we don't know anything. We know that, but it was so heartfelt, the text you sent out, that we knew it had to, because there have been similar situations in all our lives, but this one seemed like, wow, this really had to be a little bit more.
Yes. So I have the text here.
Okay,
it
go
says,
ahead.
"Oh my God, I'm at the screening for Free Guy." And by the way, I'm still there. I have already embarrassed myself, and I needed to like go somewhere and be by myself, decompress for a second, and then I had to admit to somebody what an ass I am, and just to sort of make myself feel a little bit better. And guess what? It didn't help. I still felt terrible. And I said, so they asked me to hype up the crowd and then introduce one of the stars of the movie. So this guy named Joe Keery, who plays Steve from Stranger Things, is in the movie Free Guy.
Yeah.
He was there to introduce the film, and I was there essentially to introduce him.
Right.
So I had come back I was on vacation in Wildwood. I had come back just to do this. I thought it was a really cool experience.
Real quick, had you met him like at this point, or is he still?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
By the way, he seems like he's the role of Sweet Tooth.
You know, when I was asked, hey, have you heard of Twisted Metal? I said, did you own a PlayStation? Because, I mean, pretty much, I think it actually came with the system, actually, when you bought it. But Twisted Metal in general, Sweet Tooth, obviously, being the face of it, it was something that was really, very big to me when I was a kid. And, you know, once given the opportunity to portray Sweet Tooth, it was a very, very easy decision.
I don't think I want to see it.
Is this a series or a standalone movie?
It says TV series.
Huh.
Okay.
Twisted Metal is now out on Peacock.
Did you play the game?
I did not. I'm
I always
familiar with
enjoyed
it, but I didn't play it.
Yeah, it was just complete destruction.
Yeah.
And another added note for entertainment news is Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is now available on Disney Plus today.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
great
gonna watch
movie.
it this weekend. You recommended it. Of course, I was going to see it anyway. They've been great.
All right, that's the end of the entertainment report.
Still thinking about handwriting, Preston.
Dude, that was an eye opener for sure. So we have a secret text word prize, chance for you to win a 4-pack of Adventure Aquarium admission tickets. Not the same as a banana bar, but very good time.
This is more family friendly.
Text the word secret to 39333. We will see if you win at some point this morning. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in a moment. Stay right there.
Preston and Steve.
93.3 WMMI.
Seen him interviewed before. He seems like a cool guy.
He was a great guy.
Okay.
And I will say that, like, categorically, he was a great guy, and the movie is hilarious. It's a great movie. And the movie had been on the shelf for a year.
Yes.
They wanted a theatrical release, and so they were like, we're just going to wait.
Only theater.
And only theater. So, and then I just had a classic embarrassing moment. Like, it's a classic shut the F up, Casey, and walk away kind of a moment. I'm pretty embarrassed, but it's also a really funny story. So,
you said you weren't sure if it was going to translate on the air.
I'm not sure if it's going to translate on air.
Okay.
So,
well, let's hear it.
Well, deliver it in the original Farsi.
Right.
All right, so here's the deal. This movie was at the Fashion District, the old Galleria, the AMC there. I had never been there. By the way, what they've done to the place, the whole Galleria, the Fashion District, is awesome. It's really, really nice. So I get there. Joe had gotten there earlier than planned.
From the movie company.
But I had also gotten there an hour early, so I decided to walk around a little bit.
Right.
Side story, but it also is part of the story. I went to a place called Wetzel's Pretzels. Have you guys ever heard of Wetzel's Pretzels?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I love Philadelphia Pretzel Factory, and I love Annie Ann's.
Yeah.
Wetzel's Pretzels is like the best pretzel I have ever had in my entire life. And I was so happy with myself for going, you know what? I've never had a Wetzel's pretzel. Let me stop by and try one, right? Hey, me. And this thing was amazing.
And you were really proud of yourself.
And I was really proud of and I couldn't believe how it was big.
Oh, is this hand shocked?
Yes. It was amazing. And I'm sitting there, I'm eating this thing, and I'm going, I think I need to open a franchise. I'm like, this is like I have just discovered gold for the first time. That was like amazing. So I get done eating the pretzel, and Hannah from Allied Advertising she's my handler, and she says, "Hey, Joe's here. I can bring you back to meet him." I'm like, okay. I decide to use Wetzel's Pretzels as an icebreaker. Okay.
Well, you were completely enamored of Wetzel's Pretzels. It would be ridiculous not to.
Okay. I've been sober almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I go into this place like I had just done 7 rails of coke. Okay.
You're hyped up.
I'm hyped up. Okay. And let me also preface this by saying I'm fairly aware of who I am as a person and what I am as a person. And sometimes I have, how do you say, no chill.
You have moments.
Yes. No,
I have these moments. But listen,
that's a valid criticism of yourself.
Right.
But as we've told you throughout the years, to put a tap on that would be throwing out the baby with the bathwater, because that
Right.
same energy delivers so much greatness to what we do
On the radio.
on the radio.
In person.
On the
Sometimes
radio.
you
with a
have to
stranger
Yes.
might be different.
So
Yes.
I,
Like someone who's
celebrity.
never met you,
Right.
who's in a new town promoting a movie.
And there are 3 people in this room that have never met me. And so, as the great Ted Lasso once said, know thyself, rest in peace, Socrates. I did not realize as I was going off the rails what was going on here. So I'm brought into this room. I go off on Wetzel's Pretzels. As it turns out, all 3 people in the room have heard of Wetzel's Pretzels before.
Oh, good.
And yes. So it was
relatable.
It was relatable, and we had this in common.
You picked the perfect icebreaker.
All right, so I meet Joe. Joe's a great guy, and then I meet 2 of his handlers. One of them, the female, was from Disney, right?
Yeah.
So she was his handler from the movie company. Hannah, who had brought me in and introduced me, has now left this room. We're in like this office, and I just go off the rails. That's all. Like, I was just being nice. I was being a nice guy, and I just didn't shut up for like 5 minutes straight. And
that's sometimes your Caseyism. Like, you don't know when to end it.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Well, so I had 2 or 3 different times talked myself into a corner.
Well, let me jump in here also. Throughout the years, and it used to be the thing where I had asked, if you realized this story was not going anywhere, and then an asteroid hit the Earth.
Yes.
I asked you to say, and then an asteroid hit the Earth, and we all died.
Right. So there were a couple of, and listen, this is Steve from Stranger Things, and
Yes.
and prior to this, I thought maybe I was going to have to do a Q&A with him, so I did a little bit of research about him, and so I knew a little bit more about this gentleman. And as it turns out, I wasn't doing a Q&A; I was just introducing him, and that's fine. Yeah. So. Hannah's not there. I know, like, I have to leave. I have to get out of here. Like, I am, I'm
in a pretzel loop.
I have overstayed my welcome. I have moved on from pretzels. I don't even know what I don't know what the bridge from pretzels to Van Wilder was. But now I'm at Van Wilder, and because Ryan Reynolds is in Van Wilder.
Sure.
All right. So,
sure.
And I'm relaying the story.
Another icebreaker.
I had a really great interaction and encounter with Ryan Reynolds at the Van Wilder screening and press junket in Panama City, and I'm relaying this story, and then I just hear a knock at the door. And I'm like, okay, let me answer the door. It's Hannah from Allied Advertising. So I open the door, and she goes, hey, there's some people out here who want to have their picture taken with you. And I go, oh, okay, And I start walking out the door. I get halfway out the door, and I go...
You weren't talking to me, were you?
Wait, no.
No.
No,
what?
She was talking to me.
Okay, all right.
All right. But I kind of made a joke like, Joe, no, they want some pictures. She goes, no, they want pictures with you, with me. I'm like, oh, okay. And I walk halfway out the door, and it dawns on me that there's nobody out there to take pictures with me.
Oh my God.
The girl from Disney
Oh, God, said,
essentially texted Hannah like, dude, get this guy the F out of here.
Oh no. Oh no.
Right? And it dawns on me. And I step out the door.
Oh God.
And then I turn back. I go, wait a second.
Oh God.
I go, did you send her a text message to tell her to come and get me?
Oh no. Oh no.
She did. She
I
flat
know,
out did. I go, you did. I go, it's fine. I go, I get it. I go, I'm so sorry, man. Listen, sometimes I have no chill or whatever. But I go, I know you totally did that, right? And then I shut the door and I walk away with Hannah and I go, did she send the text message? She goes, yeah, she did. I was like, oh my God. And listen, I don't care that I called her out on it. I don't.
No.
Like, that's
if you're going to do it, you got to own it.
Yeah. I'm like, and you did. I don't know what the text to Hannah said. I don't know if it was like, hey,
get this guy
can you
outta
get this guy? I don't know if she was nice
Please
about
get him
it.
to talk about pretzels again.
Oh my God. But
I mean, we're closer with Hannah than them. You should really ask what I want to know what the text said.
I would, you know what? I will ask her, but she confirmed that no, there was nobody out there to take pictures with me. So now I'm standing outside of this room, and there's a step and repeat background. Nobody's there to take their picture with me, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, like.
Now you're thinking.
I was a child at this point, like I was so embarrassed, and I was like so inside my own head, and I was like, this is like This is terrible. I am so embarrassed. I almost felt like crying. And then, because I was depressed. I was I legit got depressed at who I am as a person. And then I was like a little bit mad. I'm like, but I was being nice. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a nice person, but like, God, Case, you're a 46-year-old man. You should freaking know. You have met a celebrity before. Like, stop being such an a-hole.
You were just excited over pretzels.
I was excited over
that. Was the problem. You were excited over great pretzels, and
I still want to open a franchise, and it's not that expensive to open a franchise. My wife said, "No, I'm not allowed to open a Wetzel's Pretzels franchise." And I was trying to think of like, where could I open a Wetzel's Pretzels franchise? Where could I?
I thought this would have been you going, I need to go back and apologize right now, and then go back in there and then with this guy again. Yeah. We can't get rid of him here.
What was the converse? Like, what was the? There was no conversation, right? Was it just you talking and not ending?
Right.
All right. So, no, I try to get people involved in said conversation. So the questions were asked, I think, I'm pretty sure.
Do you recall a real exchange, like a conversation, or did you ask them to write down their questions and submit them to you?
I don't know.
So was there any point at which...
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, there were questions asked, and you didn't breathe to let them answer.
I had another moment over the weekend, too. Where
Well, wait. Before you go to that, to this point, did you encounter them again? Did you get a chance to apologize to him, our buddy from Stranger?
I talked to the guy.
Yeah.
All right, so I never talked to the girl again from Disney. I talked to the guy. So I had gone into the theater after I had walked away and hung my head in shame for 10 to 15 minutes and texted you guys to try and make myself feel a little bit better. I was then asked to go into the theater to let people, because they collect your phones a lot of times before. So they had just gotten approval to let everybody have their phones back, and then I announced a surprise to hey, by the way, we have one of the stars here, so if you want to take a picture while he's in the theater, you can go get your cameras now. So I did that, and then I brought Joe on to the stage, and while Joe was addressing the crowd, I talked to the gentleman. I go, yo, man, I'm so sorry. I go, listen, sometimes I have no chill. And he was so cool. He goes, dude, he's like, you were fine. He's like, he's like, I want to hear the rest of the story.
Oh my God.
I'm like, this guy, you're
was
lying.
Was he texting while he said that?
No. I'm like, you're lying, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then
how sometimes we have these events and there's the person who's in charge of making sure that the other person's okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if the publicist did that on Joe's behalf and he didn't care at all. Like
there's a good chance that was the case.
And
like you said, I wasn't
just trying to put up a barrier and get out in front of a situation, because I've been at these things before, and I've been at them with you, and you're just friendly and you're you're totally fine. But every now and then, somebody gets weirded out.
You're speaking the truth. 9 times out of 10, it is not the celebrity who has put these restrictions on. It is the handler.
Or it could be like that scene in The Running Man where Richard Dawson, the guy who mops over his feet, and he goes, hey, you're doing a great job. And he walks in the other room. If that a-hole is working here, later on today, you're going to be mopping the floor. But is there a chance maybe we could see about getting Joe on to talk to him and just say,
protected with Invisible Fence brand this month only. Save 50% on the installation of your system. Visit invisiblefence.com to learn more and schedule your free consultation. And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Kath. Well, later on this morning, we are going to have a kid by the name of Chedda Wiz. His real name is Rory, but he is a mullet championship contestant. He's coming in with his mom, former calendar girl, Erin. Yeah, so she is bringing him in, and he's in the kids division.
We got to get him a victory.
This national contest. So we'll get the details. He'll be in around 9 o'clock. He's 6 years old.
He's adorable.
That is great. So we'll do that later. But in the meantime, you know what? Before I notice things, somebody had sent me a chart out. I'm sorry. Part of the reason that I cursed right before we came on the air was I was getting disorganized. Trying to put things together.
This is for the media thing, or
it is. But I wanted to read this email that I got from this particular person, because they actually emailed me a couple days in advance of this, to send a shout out to the team that they were facing off against. Damn it! Where is it?
Damn it!
Hang on. I've got it around here. I have so much stuff. I think it's underneath this. Yay! We found it! This was from Mia Clark from Westchester. She wanted to send a shout out to Eastside Little League of Westchester, 12U All-Star Team. They were playing undefeated media for the title of state champion and also the opportunity to head to the regionals and possibly be in the Little League World Series.
Yes.
Unfortunately, she said we lost on Monday. However, if you could, I'd really appreciate it if you guys would give a huge shout out to the team and their parents for not only showing up week after week and playing tremendously, but for giving everyone in Chesco something to cheer about. It was a pleasure to see these boys play. Losses are so tough, but these boys should be proud of their efforts. And now we'll have to see how far media gets. Incredibly cool that the top two teams in Pennsylvania came from Delco and Chesco.
That's amazing.
You guys rock. So here's a shout out for both. I know that,
Do we have any beer we can send them?
Casey wanted to send a shout out to media.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to send that out to the guys of Westchester, or the Eastside Little League
Another
of
one.
Westchester. So,
True, they deserve it. Yeah, man, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's a
so-
good achievement.
Yeah, my buddy Dan Dietrich said, hey, my nephew's 12U Little League media team just won the state tournament. So, I know his brother, so I don't know if it's Matt Dietrich or Andy Dietrich's son, but congratulations to whatever the Dietrich's kid is. And they are going to be featured on ESPN this weekend.
Awesome. Awesome. And then a shout out because I finally figured out who it was that sent me the Back Off War Child Seriously shirt, and it was Molly, who's an Oregon listener.
Back off, War Child, seriously.
And she had reached out to me and said, I have a package coming for you, and that was it. She's a podcaster, listens every single day, and she contributed toward the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation and all kinds of stuff. So she's a really loyal listener in Oregon. So thank you, Molly. And back off, War Child. Seriously.
Back off, War Child, seriously.
Okay. Now I can notice some things. I had to get all that out of the way.
The noticer is here.
Yes.
The big question. Has the noticer retained his mask?
Yes, but
Does it hurt the noticer's temples when he wears it?
No, but the elastic on it is
this worn?
Is worn.
All right.
I can try to, and then it's my glasses and
forget it.
and all that
No
stuff.
one wants
so
a limp noticer mask.
I'm sorry about that.
We
but-
need nanotech, right? Where you just
Absolutely.
kind of like hit a button and
Yep. It comes out on your face. So. All right. Well, anyhow, I noticed that Cedar Point, the roller coaster park.
It's the roller coaster capital of the world, they call it, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
They announced Tuesday morning that a reimagined version of their iconic the Top Thrill Dragster ride is going to debut next summer after the ride was forced to close. It's been 2 years since fanatics have been able to ride Top Thrill Dragster, which sent riders into the air at 120 miles an hour in just 3.8 seconds.
It's amazing.
They shut down the ride in 2021 when a mishap led to a woman being seriously injured by a metal bracket that flew off the coaster. Featuring a second, so it's going to have two 420-foot tall towers.
Oh, my God.
And reaching a top speed of 120 miles per hour, the Top Thrill 2, a hydraulically launched steel roller coaster, will be the world's tallest and fastest triple launch strata roller coaster.
I love King Dakar, which is basically the same design.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about King Dakar is, Steve, so just to interrupt for a second, so Top Thrill Dragster was the first strata coaster, which is what eclipses a coaster that eclipses 400 feet. The second one to open 2 years later was King Dakar, and that one was taller at 456 feet and faster at 128 miles per hour.
Yeah. Do we have
King Dakar is still a badass, man.
Is that what, Kathy, you were on? Do we have a picture of you having an aneurysm coming
Yeah,
down?
I think
it was
that's-
King Dakar, right?
Yeah, you can like see my guns. I look like I worked out for 900 straight days.
Is it this one? Because I have a picture.
There's one of me and Kathy sitting next to each other, and Kathy's losing her mind.
Yep.
That was King Dakar, right?
Because I'm looking at Sky Rush, and you are next to her in that one as well.
Nick and I ride roller coasters together.
Unlike its predecessor, Top Thrill 2 will deliberately do something that previously would be a sign of the ride's failure, and it will perform a rollback, which is a seemingly weightless backwards fall from 420 feet
I'll tell you, so
above the ground.
on the Velocicoaster, that you know you're not going to come out of that seat, but you also are every bit convinced you're going to come flying out of that seat.
It's just a lap bar, man.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
You're
It
doing
holds
an
you
inverted
in,
dive,
right?
Like, yeah. Listen, I'm not afraid of roller coasters at all.
You could
But
beat them up.
when you're coming over that crest and you're about to go down, you know what I think?
What?
And it's not like a fear. I go, if this is it for me, this is a great way to go.
All right.
You
all
know?
right.
What I think is of
Local broadcaster Casey was killed.
because it's one of those things like it can't happen, but could it happen? And that's how they get you.
When I have those scare the crap out of you moments on coasters, I calm myself and I just go, you're going to be fine.
You're going to be fine.
And I relax.
Right.
And it makes it a little bit easier to tolerate.
Yeah, he was sitting next to me and he kept saying he was going to be fine.
No, and the great rides really do that. I mean, I really love. There are points in the King Ka is just a linear. You're up and over, and it's amazing, and it just rocks your world. Velocicoaster is there's so many turns and twists where you're traveling at such a rate of speed, and it just blows your mind.
And there's an upside down part of it where you hang for a while.
Yes.
It's only a second or two, but it feels like a long time.
It is longer, and I think they made mention of this. You're inverted longer than like 85%, 90% of the amusement park rides in the country.
Yeah.
And you do notice it.
It's an awesome roller coaster. By the way, unlike King Ka, this will launch you 3 times. King Ka launches you 1 time with no backwards free fall, so that's the difference that you'll get. The park also announced that they will sell a limited time $99 gold pass for next year, which it said would allow holders to take repeat laps on the new ride. So I guess it's $100 just for that one day.
I'd love to get to this park. It's a bucket list park. Just never seems to be on the radar.
But I'm, and me too, because I am a coaster guy.
Yeah.
But like Kathy, if I take one too many rides, then I'm feeling queasy, and I'm like, I gotta sit it out for an hour.
You reset nicely.
Yeah, but I was hesitant after resetting. So, and that was after just going on the Hagrid ride, because we did back-to-back runs. We turned right around and did it again. And after that second time, I'm like,
I know.
Yeah.
Hagrid has that amazing thing, Case.
Yeah.
Where you're elevated and then the track drops.
You're like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
Through the floor.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So here's the deal. There's also something else in Ohio that I want to go to. It's that giant water slide that launches you into the sky.
Yeah.
You come down to the bottom, and you have so much velocity that you just rock it off the end of it.
I feel like I would be flailing in the air.
I don't even care. Like,
I
listen,
would pay $1,000 to see Kathy come flailing off that thing.
But like, I want to do that. We need to just do an Ohio vacation. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Canton, Ohio, Cedar Point.
What's in Canton?
The NFL Hall of Fame.
Oh, I don't know.
You could go to Cleveland and see both of their buildings.
Yeah.
Both of the buildings.
There was an old YouTube video that was spoofing. What was it? What town was it?
It's Cleveland.
It was
I
Cleveland.
literally
Come see both of our buildings. That guy, he's from history.
This great place if you are a douchebag.
Yeah.
Who the F still uses a payphone. It's in the earlier days of YouTube.
I just watched it literally this weekend.
Still good?
Yeah,
All right.
because my daughter's looking at a college in Cleveland. And I go, oh, you got to watch the tourism video, hon.
Nice. All right. Well, anyhow, that's open next summer in Cedar Point if you want to go.
right.
All right. Let me notice some other things. Since we don't have a whole lot of time because we got Fox Good Day coming up. We need to touch on this. Today is National Ice Cream Sandwich Day.
Yay!
I love ice cream sandwiches.
I do too. So does a chipwich constitute a...
No.
Not officially. I think that's more of a. I mean, yeah. I guess
Is that
it's
more poultry?
I guess it's just the sandwich part is different. But
That's not what you think of when you think of an ice cream
you think
sandwich.
you
the
think
chocolate wafers.
You think of the chocolate wafer. That's what you think of. But I mean, okay, all right. So that's in its own category. That's a chipwich, right?
I think so.
We're seeing Case.
Yeah.
What are we seeing here on the screen here?
Well,
A variety of
a
ones.
variety of them. Yeah.
I guess those are from different manufacturers. You know who makes a damn good ice cream sandwich, and you wouldn't think about it because they're not known for it, but Klondike makes great ice cream sandwiches.
I believe it.
And they
What do you have to
different-
do for one of those?
They do.
What would you do?
Anything. But because you usually think of the chocolate covered Klondike bar. But they make great ice cream sandwiches. They're in that same shape. They're square as opposed to rectangular.
I like that.
And they have different fillings you can get. So you can get like a mint one. You can get chocolate. You can get vanilla and a variety of flavors. They're really, really good.
There's a place in Cape May called Peace Pie. It is a tiny little shack. And so when you go to Cape May, they have
Nice peace pie.
You have the main stretch, which I don't know if it's like Washington Square or whatever, but just behind that, by the parking lot, is this little place called Peace Pie. The best homemade
Everything
ice cream,
homemade.
ice cream sandwiches, and they're on like I'm just like a ton of different varieties. Like,
Can you go get
I'll-
me one?
I'll have the blueberry dream, and it's
Wow.
it's really, really great.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to take you there.
It's in Cape May?
It's in Cape May. We'll go. I will take you to Hot Dog Johnny's. Or is it Hot Dog Tommy's? Hot Dog Johnny's, and then we'll go there for dessert.
Maybe this weekend.
Okay.
All right.
Well, sounds like a date.
It does sound like a date.
I don't
Just
want
made a
to
date.
disparage the ice cream sandwich, and so hear me out here, all right? But given my druthers, no, let me finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
Given my druthers, that will not be the ice cream treat that I order because I find them to be a little too messy, especially in the middle of the summertime.
I support
Okay.
Nick.
Yeah.
I support Nick.
They
in
are
this.
great.
Nick,
I have
go ahead.
I have a technique for you.
Okay.
The court wants to hear.
You have to use the wrapper. You have to leave a little bit of the wrapper because otherwise the chocolate wafer is a little tender and it will get
Preston.
on your fingertips, right? Am I right?
Fingers.
No.
You can't eat the wrapper.
45-year-old finger licker.
You just save it.
48.
45-year-old finger licking.
I was going to call you 50, and then I didn't want to do that, so I went with 45.
Nick, you take off just the tiniest bit of the wrapper at the
Yeah.
bottom, and then the last bite just pop it in your mouth.
That's fine, and that's cool. And I
All right, so what is your go-to then?
a cone.
Yes. Given my druthers, I will support Nick in this. I will. I think a cone would be the better way to go. I would say this though, Nick. If you go to Rita's and you get the pouch that they will serve their chipwich, which we now know is not an ice cream sandwich, but you can hold it and everything goes. It's almost like kind of a foil thing that'll hold
But then
it.
There you go.
There's some leftover ice cream inside that foil, and
It's
I feel
true.
like I have to lick that out.
Yeah.
I feel like you're
It's equivalent to a sexual assault.
It's National Ice Cream Sandwich Day, and you're choosing to crap
I
all over
started
it
this
today.
comment by saying I am not disparaging the ice cream
I'm
sandwich.
hearing you
This is how the Scopes monkey trial
Given
began.
my druthers, it will not be the one that I order at the top of the menu.
Maybe you say this yesterday or tomorrow. Not
Not on
on
its holiday.
its
Oh, well, now
day.
you're not going to be happy with me
Yeah.
because I was going to agree with Nick, but it has nothing to do with the mess. I just
It's
wouldn't.
because he's your coaster companion.
No, like I would if there's an ice cream sandwich and a chipwich, like I would
go chipwich.
1,000% go to the chipwich.
I'm going to support Kathy in this.
Yeah.
See, I usually sometimes a chipwich, the actual cookie can be a little hard to penetrate with your teeth, and then squish the ice
ice
cream
cream out.
and make a big old mess as well.
Not if you get the Toll House chipwiches.
Because they're
They're
softer
way better.
cookies.
They're the
Okay.
best ones.
I know
By
a
the
place
way-
in Amsterdam that makes a great banana split.
At the beach, and sometimes the fudgy wudgy guy comes by.
Right, yeah.
If you ever get an ice cream sandwich from that, let it sit for about a half hour because, man, I got one time and I really wanted it, and I had to eat it with my molars.
It's like an
I
ice
had to
cube.
stick it in the side of my mouth and go,
I'm gonna put this in the sand for a bit.
You know what we need to do? I was just thinking about this. 'Cause
like frozen solid.
the fudgy wudgy guy, right? At the beach, fudgy wudgy. What if we were to have Nick's rye bread guy at the beach? Rye bread. Walk around and sell just plain rye
bread.
rye bread.
Did you sell out today? No. I didn't
What
even
if-
sell one.
Or case, is it like, it's got to be good. It's got to be good.
They went to the trouble
Why?
to come out here and
Who
sell
sells rye bread at the beach if it isn't great?
Cornering the market.
I might get a slice if I was hungry.
I got to try it.
You know what? I just heard something. Do you guys have Fudgy Wudgy in Wildwood?
Yes.
Okay, so the Fudgy Wudgy man apparently lost out on his contract in
Yeah.
Sea Isle, and it's somebody completely different.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I mean, very similar, but like, I didn't even know there was other companies other than Fudgy Wudgy.
Lately, there's been this iced coffee group
Yeah.
going around selling dirty bananas.
Yes.
Which are fantastic.
Which is what now?
She, the owner of that,
Have
was
they
in
been
our
in genitals or?
No.
No.
I know we're on a banana kick today, but
the owner of that was in one of our contests at Keenan's.
Stop
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yes.
Wait,
In
what
fact,
is
we
it?
talked. Was she
Is
in
it
the
Beach Brew? Is that the name of it?
Oh, yes.
She was in the
seagull?
the cornhole.
Cornhole. Get out of here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Steve. It's a chocolate and banana based iced coffee.
I love it.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, Preston, the last chip which I got from Fudgy Wudgy on the beach this summer did not. It wasn't like eating an ice cube.
All right.
I couldn't believe it.
Okay.
I was looking around for cameras.
I want to kiss you.
Wait,
You
real
want to
quick.
kiss me?
You want to kiss me?
I want to kiss you.
It's Beach Brew iced coffee, and they're in North Wildwood, Wildwood Crest, and Sea Isle.
Okay. All right.
good stuff.
I'm thumbs up, man. It's a great idea. And the kids working it make tips, and it's really solid. All right. Anyhow, National Ice Cream Day. Enjoy the way you prefer to today. All right. Let me go on to something else because I did notice some other things. I noticed a lot of stuff actually. All right. This is something coming up on Friday. Nick, you'll appreciate this.
All right.
The National Park Service on Friday is offering free admission to its parks.
Yeah.
On Friday, August 4th. It celebrates the passage of the Great American Outdoors Act. And if you can't make it to your favorite park on August 4th, National Park Service will offer free admission again on September 23rd, which is National Public Lands Day, and on November 11th for Veterans Day.
So what is the act you mentioned initially? Is that
the Great American Outdoors Act?
A Teddy Roosevelt thing? Or
I don't know.
Because he was obviously a big...
Yeah, he's the creator of the National Park System. Yellowstone was the first one to open, and I believe he was there when it opened.
Eating a chipwich.
But why wouldn't he?
This is the greatest chipwich I've ever had. And to eat it with this bison next to me is wonderful.
So he had...
Where did that band come from? The Woodland Creatures are musicians.
So the closest national park, Nick, is in Virginia or West Virginia?
The closest national park, probably West Virginia or Shenandoah in Virginia. Yeah, there's one in West Virginia called New River Gorge. It's, I believe, the newest national park in the system, and I've been there, but it's I've been there. I was there before it was designated a national park.
What about New York?
There's not a national park in New York. There's Acadia. There are like 5 on the East Coast, 6 on the East Coast.
What about Independent Small? What's the difference?
There's 63 national parks within the official national park system, and then there are national historic sites. There are national historical parks, which is what Valley Forge is.
That's the delineation.
There are national recreation areas. But yeah, I've been to 26 of the 63.
Okay, so the latest land purchase in Delaware that we were hearing about, or I guess they're adding acreage to an already existing park in Delaware.
I don't know.
I don't know. Hell.
I did not hear about that. But yeah, if you want to go to the parks, there's 3 dates that the admission is going to be free, and admission can be anywhere from $30 to
depending on
$60
number
or
of
something
people,
like that.
Size of the car, whatever. But I just buy an annual pass or get an annual pass actually, and it's worth it because if you go to a park 3 times, it pays for itself.
Okay. All right. Notice some other things. Not much time. Want to get to them. You know what? I want to sprinkle a feel-good story. Because this wasn't right for the Bizarre File, but I just thought this was really sweet. So
This is the Noticer's Happy Corner?
It is the Happy Corner of the Noticer. In Washington, neighbors called police because a boy was he was going house to house, asking if he could do yard work to earn money for a new PlayStation. And people called police on him. Which I find, number one, at first, when I started to read this, I'm like, oh, no, not one of these. But when Officer Colleran showed up, he talked to the boy, said he explained he wanted to pull weeds, cut grass, trim hedges, and earn the money. The police department said the young man was polite, respectful, and truthful. Colleran, a gamer himself, was impressed with the young man, thought he would help out. So he and some of his friends came together, and they bought him a PlayStation.
That's awesome.
And they even gave him a gift card to pay for the membership so the boy could play immediately.
Listen, it does my heart. A couple of times, when we didn't have snow this winter, obviously, of any great impact. But in winters past, these young men go around the neighborhood and they have shovels, and I have my snow blower. but I'm so moved by their entrepreneurial spirit and the fact that they're going out and trying to, earn money that way, that I'll throw them a few bucks just to say, you keep doing what you're doing. It's great, and they're helping out people in the neighborhood.
And by the way,
I love seeing this.
And I want to point out, this is a kid. This is not like a teen, like a kid who might be 17, looks like he's 20 or something like that. You might go, why is this kid walking around going door to door? It's just a kid trying to do a kid thing.
And they got him a PlayStation.
Earn some money, and people called the police on him. But fortunately, it was a really cool cop that said, let's help this guy out. I thought it's a great story.
No, it's a great story. We love the happy corner of the notice.
Well, isn't that how Alex's lemonade stand got started? Didn't she got like shut down for selling lemonade, like she didn't have a permit or something like that, and then it just exploded. And that's
I know
how it
that
grew.
has happened before. I don't know if it was Alex's or not.
That's how the banana bar came into existence.
Wow.
That was originally a roadside stand, Preston.
Oh, and they thought it was a little inappropriate.
We love what you're doing,
outdoors.
but you have to bring that inside.
Wow. So I thought that was a nice one to go with. All right, should I do time for one more case?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me see. I noticed a lot of things.
I know. We're not going to be able to get to all you're noticing, though.
I know.
Because I noticed we're running out of time.
Yep. All right, how about this? This is interesting. I noticed this. Leprosy is rearing its ugly head in Florida. The infectious disease, most commonly known for its biblical associations, has become more common in Florida. In 2020, the Sunshine State was among states with the highest number of leprosy cases, contributing to evidence that the infection is becoming endemic in the southeastern region of the country.
When you hear the word leprosy, what do you think of? What movie moment do you think of?
I think of Cool Hand Luke. Not Cool Hand Luke, of Papillon. Yeah. When
Anthony Zerbe is there,
goes to a leper colony, he's escaping, and
he hands him the cigar, and Papillon smokes a bit of the cigar, and he says, "How did you know my type of leprosy was not contagious?" And he says, "I didn't know."
That's how he gains his trust.
Yeah.
So leprosy,
or Ten Commandments,
scientifically referred to as Hansen's disease.
I mean Ben-Hur.
Damages the skin and we both got our iconic movies mixed up. Damages the skin and peripheral nervous system. So although leprosy has been historically uncommon in the U.S. since the early 1980s, a report states that cases have more than doubled in the region over the past decade.
That's wild. It seems like one of those, again, it seems like a biblical disease, you know?
I think of Braveheart.
Braveheart, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Robert the Bruce's father has leprosy. You're right.
I mean, Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
So Central
Booker can no longer pick his nose. My fingers have fallen off my hand.
It fell off. So Central Florida seems to be the focus of the rising cases, with researchers pointing out that 81% of leprosy cases in Florida between 2002 and 2021 came from the area. Nationally, Central Florida accounted for almost one-fifth of the cases. This year, there have been 15 cases of leprosy. So it's not like a ton, but it's way more than has happened in a long time.
That's
so
troubling,
we're trying to keep an eye on it. I want to switch gears.
Oh, yeah?
Because the owner of Beach Brew heard us talking about him and the dirty banana. So let me go over here to John. Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Were you the one on stage with us at Keenan's?
It was one of our staff members.
One of your staff members. That was it. Okay. All right. We were talking about it's National Ice Cream Sundae Day, and that led us to talk about the Fudgy Wudgy guy, and then that led us to talk about the Beach Brew, and because we got a dirty banana not that long ago from your crew walking around Wildwood Crest.
Well, that was actually our owner's wife on stage with you, and I heard she did get a lot of dirty bananas.
She had her share.
She did wonderful. It was a blast. How long have you guys been open, John? John, how long have you guys been open?
We've been open since 2021. Tommy Byrne, one of our owners, created this gem back in 2019.
Okay,
and it's your star menu option, correct?
The dirty banana.
It's our biggest seller. We gave away about 600 of them last night at National Night Out.
Oh, dude.
Wow.
In North Wildwood, yeah.
Okay. Damn. Have you guys thought about maybe bringing rye bread with you?
Rye bread is sweeping the nation.
Rye bread!
And it's fascination right now. So
we're going to come up with a dirty banana / rye bread.
I am in.
Dirty rye bread!
When will you guys be operating until this season?
We go till the end of the season. We go till Labor Day.
Yeah.
And then we do a little pop-up Irish weekend to celebrate all of our Irishness down the shore, and we do a special Irish potato-flavored coffee as well.
And you guys have a solid location in Wildwood Crest at the that arts center I saw the other day.
We do.
Yeah.
That's we just opened at the Crest Arts Pavilion. I was with Mayor Cabrera from the Crest last night. Excited, the town's excited, everybody's loving the Berry Banana in the Crest as well. Yeah,
we love the small business.
Yeah,
It's
man.
great.
All right. Well, thanks for checking in, John. Congrats on the success, man.
See us this weekend at Seaport Pier, our flagship store as well. Thank you.
Excellent. All right, take care. All right, there you go, John. Dirty Banana
at that.
Dude, right there, the Beach Brew. All right, I think we got to wrap up, right?
Yeah,
'Cause we got to make it for Fox Good Day, so we're going to do that very thing. Oh, do you want me to play this first?
Sure, why not?
This is if you're ever going to Cleveland, here's their jingle.
Fun times in Cleveland today. Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Come and look at both of our buildings. Buy some food that's prepared near the street. Who knows, you might even see this guy. You should come on down to West 6th Street. It's the perfect place if you're a douchebag. Watch the poor people all wait for buses. Who the still uses a payphone? Here's the place where there used to be industry. This train is carrying jobs out of Cleveland. Cleveland leads the nation in drifters. Here's a statue of Moses Cleveland. He's the guy who invented Cleveland. Yeah!
That's great.
You got to see the imagery that goes along with it.
Well, they took this actual film that was supposed to promote Cleveland. They made it look like a hellscape.
Oh, my God. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. B-File, Fox Good Day, getting to them when we return. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
MMR, well.
I really would love to, have an opportunity to press.
Well, go to the Disney rep. She was impressed.
Yeah, I know. No, here's the deal. If we were to get Joe on, he's not gonna be like, he's gonna be very diplomatic in that. But
Casey, I've had more moments in my life like that where I've walked out of a room and just felt horrible about myself for whatever way I reacted or have just presented myself, and it's a common thing, I mean,
I told you guys about this.
It lives in you.
Yeah, it does.
I told you guys about this, and I'll just call it an argument that I had in a Wawa parking lot too long ago, and I felt worse about this encounter than I did about that encounter.
Right.
I really did. I felt worse about myself.
And that one almost came to blows.
No, it did.
Yeah.
It did, and I won't go into details, but I will let everybody know that I was in the wrong to begin with. But I had a very similar experience on Saturday night at the Fish concert. I was talking to a gentleman named Dave, who he was telling me about these guys that were standing behind me, and one of the guys just so happens to be a guitarist of a band that I actually just started listening to, and I was like, what?
Pretzels!
I'm like, oh my God, Corey Wong!
Pretzels! I like pretzels! Do you like pretzels?
You ever had a Wetzel's pretzel? No. So a guy's name's Corey Wong, and he's the guitarist for a band Wolfpack, and
I love Wolfpack.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So do I. And I started going a little bit off the rails, and then Dave, who introduced us, he sort of had to qualify it. Hey, this guy is the producer for the #1 morning show in Philadelphia, and that's what he says, and I'm like, oh, man.
I did it again.
I'm doing it again. I'm like, he's totally he's saying to this guy, this dude's not just although I am.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right, let's reel it back a little bit. But this one time when you did this, no. So I tried to reel it back.
Pretzel bread. I like bread. So listen,
I didn't feel as
you
bad about
probably
that
felt
encounter.
it was worse than it was because now you were hyper aware of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't that bad.
It's challenging though too, because when you're with friends, when you're with loved ones, everybody smiles and nods and it's cool. When you're with strangers or somebody you've never met before, it changes the dynamic. And you have no idea what was going through Joe Keery's head. I'm sure he's fine and probably hasn't thought about it since then.
Right. Well, and
or that's the subject of his new movie.
Now, I've also been on the receiving end of a few of these experiences, right? People listen to the show and they're huge fans. Or, somebody will introduce me to somebody who clearly doesn't listen to the show, and that's fine, too. And now these people have to act like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, you don't have to.
Okay.
Right.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen. I know you don't, and it's fun. But because of that, because of my experience that I had with Joe Keery, and to anybody, if you want to come up and say hi to me at a restaurant or a Wawa or where, like, please do it.
Absolutely.
Because the deal is, like, I don't have a job if it's not for you that's listening right now. Like, it just, it's as simple as that. Like, all these great luxuries that I'm able to provide for my family are a direct result of you in your car or your home or your office or whatever listening to me right now. And so, same thing for you, Joe Keery. No. Pretzels! Pretzels!
Wouldn't it be great if you guys open up a pretzel franchise, you and Joe Keery? You know?
I just want to own it by myself.
Local broadcasters open up a Wetzel's Pretzels with one of the stars of Stranger Things.
This is my thing. This is not Joe Keery's thing. This is my thing. And
I was trying to find a bridge.
No, there is no bridge. And you know what? And so at the very end of the night, an asteroid hit and we all died.
Right.
There you go.
So the worst part of this whole story, guys, is once I got done introducing the film and I walked out of the movie theater, I went to go to Wetzel's Pretzels because I wanted to buy some more to bring home to my family.
They were closed.
It was closed! I was like, what did you do with all those extra pretzels that were in the display case?
When was the last time? When was the last time you remember an all-night pretzel place?
It wasn't that late. It wasn't even 8 o'clock.
Was it as quickly when they introduced you to Joe? Was it as quickly? Hey man, how you doing? Hey, have you ever had Wetzel's Pretzels before? Was it that quick?
It was pretty close.
Yeah,
it was pretty damn close.
That
I've seen you do that before.
Yeah.
I've seen you do that type of thing where it's like, and I know what you're doing. You're just looking to have a normal conversation.
It's an icebreaker.
You're gonna charm them.
All right. Well, anyhow, we have to take a break, I think, right?
No, we do. As a matter of fact,
because otherwise I would go to these calls, but we have to.
No, we got to take a break.
The regional manager of Wetzel's Pretzels is on.
Santa's got to go.
He's
Pretzels got to go.
The Northeast region and wants to talk to you about franchise opportunities.
Listen, the closest one here is at the Fashion District. I already checked, and like they're in like North Jersey, but that's the only one that is around here.
All right.
So
I can't believe the winner in all of this is Wetzel's Pretzels.
Right, big time.
You know?
You kidding me? And you got to swing this bigger for me.
All right. Yes, slower too. A slower cadence. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Yeah. Oh! You got 2! Yeah! And he's getting prepared again. He's like a panther waiting to pounce. He jumps in. 2, 3, 3. Ah! 3! And he's doing the Irish jig. All right. Casey's spying his time. He's in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
That's how people die in this sport. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here we go. This is where it all comes together. All those years of yoga. 2, 3. Yes! Yes! I'd give that 4. I'd give that 4.
Yeah. Squirrels have been laying down flat on their stomachs with their legs stretched out behind them and in front of them. Apparently, this slows them to a complete stop in the soaring temperatures. And though these small mammals might look like they're in stealth mode, it turns out they're trying to cool off. And Steve, it's called splooting.
Splooting.
Yes, squirrels have been splooting all over Texas.
Oh yeah.
And an expert said it's.
It's gonna be my regular Saturday night thing, baby.
He's gonna sploot.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna sploot.
I'm gonna sploot.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Dornbach is joining us. Good day, John.
Rockstar, thanks for having me.
No problem, man. Anytime, bud. So, dude, it's how long since you've been and performed Magic live? Has there been a pause on that, or we know you haven't been in the area performing in a little while?
Yeah, it's been about a year and a half, right? So we're just getting up and going and excited to do so.
I have to ask you because I mentioned this to Casey. I watched the series Hacks with Gene Smart, which I thought was very funny. You appear in that, correct? That's you as the magician in one scene, correct?
Yeah, it was one of those things where HBO called and they're like, "Hey, HBO Max," and the director's like, hey, we need a magician. Gene Smart's this comedian, and will you play yourself? And I was like, wait a minute. So what you're telling me is you want me to be on an HBO Max HBO show as myself? Yeah, I think I can make that happen.
Right. No, it was a cool scene because there was a big party and she's at this palatial estate, and Caitlin Olsen was there as well. And but that was, you had to be shooting that during COVID restrictions and stuff like that, right? Was there a whole bunch of, I mean, the party seemed packed, but I'm sure they took extra precautions.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, it's the insurance companies, right? So a ton of precaution. It's funny because it's like 6 seconds, right? It was like 5 days, you know what I mean? But it's like you get 6 seconds. What was really, really cool is when I used to play for the Bills, Chris McDonald, who's an actor in a ton of stuff. I love his stuff. He was Shooter McGavin. And
he's great.
He's from upstate New York, so he would go to a lot of games. So him and I would hang out like way back in the day. And so when I sat next to him,
the clock on the wall says 7:55. That means we're about a minute away from going live on Fox Good Day. Can we do traffic first, Marissa? You think we can do that? You know what, Kath? We'll hold on.
Oh,
she's kind of throwing her arms up in the air, so I don't really know what's up. How much time we got? 1:15? What do you think, Kath?
Yeah, that's
all right, let's take a look at traffic. What's going on?
We've got delays on the 42 freeway northbound, the Black Horse Pike to 295, also from Glassboro to Franklinville, where that accident's still out there. 55 northbound jams 47 to 42. New Jersey Turnpike northbound at Burlington Mount Holly, an accident off to the shoulder. Schuylkill eastbound slowing from the Blue Road into Conshohocken. Montgomery to the Vine, westbound from University to South Street, City to Gladwin, and then again at the Conshohocken curve. 95 southbound slows Academy to Cottman. Girard to the Vine, northbound from 320 to Ridley, and then Route 1 out in Bucks County northbound at Business 1, Old Lincoln Highway. The right lane is blocked with an accident. You're jammed back to Rock Hill Drive. Pennsylvania Turnpike westbound slows Virginia Drive to Fort Washington, and then on 422 eastbound
30 seconds.
Royersford to Collegeville. This traffic report brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Get organics you can trust at Whole Foods Market. Save on organic blueberries for $3.79 per pint with Prime through August 8th while supplies last. Shop in store or online. Terms apply.
10 seconds.
And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
She did it. We have about 5 seconds left, and we'll start to hear music. Well, there it is. That means we're going on Fox Good Day Live.
Okay, let's get to Preston and Steve. It's that time of the week. Believe it or not, the phrase sliding into your DMs, guys, is now 10 years old.
Wow.
What?
So, yeah, it's 10 years old. We've been sliding into the DMs. So I want to know, is anybody on that staff over there at MMR that works on the morning show, has anybody ever slid into a DM?
I have.
Preston?
Nick McElwain is raising his hand, so I've not done no DM sliding.
And Mike, I am now engaged to the person with whom I slid into her DMs. I met her out at an event. I liked her, and I looked her up on social media when I got home that night, and we are together 7+ years later. So yeah, it can work.
So that's the way it goes. Instead of getting a phone number, you didn't bother to get a phone number either way, and then you went to direct message.
I got the phone number after sliding into the DMs.
Is it always romantic?
Okay.
Is it always a romantic thing?
No, but to Nick's point, half of people meet their partner or the person that they're dating in the DMs. Like that is the new way. It's just a shocking number. Now you can also have who have you slid into DMs maybe for a friendship or a famous person?
So we'll sometimes we'll try to contact potential guests for the show, I guess, by technically sliding into their DMs. But that's part of the deal. Then that can work. I've never done the romantic route though.
No, I've never done any of it. In fact, I one time there was I think it was a comedian, Ari Spears. I didn't even know that feature was available on my Instagram account. And like a year later, I saw that he was reaching out to me, and I got back to him. I'm like, sorry, dude, I didn't even know this existed. So, I mean, I know there are direct messages, but there's like different tiers of it, and and it's people who I don't know. But anyway, I don't know none of this stuff.
No, if you want to meet someone, go ahead.
It does take the pressure off of getting a phone number. A person I may be seeing right now, I was too embarrassed to say, what's your phone number? Because it seemed kind of creepy. And then about 2 weeks later, she DM'd me and said, so you're not going to get my phone number?
Do you know?
How about that?
How about that?
Here's a way to go about it. A lot of times you'll see people who are on street corners that are sort of flamboyantly dressed. If you go up to them and offer them money, sometimes they'll be your girlfriend.
Only for a little bit.
It's a similar situation.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's not sliding into DMs technically.
No.
Give me one.
He's got no
margarita.
words.
Good Lord.
Oh my God.
So, but it's going well.
Anybody else there in the room?
Who slides into DMs here?
Anybody?
No,
we're
I
getting
know.
no's
I
from
By the way,
everybody.
we've all been in relationships prior to a lot of the social media
That's
that
the trouble.
exists. Yeah.
Yeah, that's past my time.
I bet Marissa has.
Yeah, she started with Pony Express.
Carrier pigeon.
Yeah, exactly.
Smoke signals.
No, my God.
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you
Bye
next
bye, guys.
week.
we'll see you later. All right. So
That delay makes it awkward.
That was a
I do not
killer
like
hit.
it. I love them.
you have to. You got to wait.
I don't
I know, but that's the way it works. So you can actually hear a little bit of an echo in the background after what we say. So
I'm over here putting together the rye bread sales franchise.
Okay.
For
All right,
the beach.
you have work to do.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I think we might be striking gold on that.
I think you will obviously get the.
I'm an investor.
credit. Yeah.
All right, we have bizarre file stories to do. Here we go.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by 3 Ice. It's 3-on-3 Pro Hockey Championship Weekend, Saturday, August 12th at the Wells Fargo Center, when 3 Ice wraps up its second season. Visit 3ice.com for a special $10 ticket offer. So this pretty wild story that surfaced this morning on their 10th day at sea. The 4 Nigerian stowaways crossing the Atlantic in a tiny space above the rudder of a cargo ship.
Wow.
Ran out of food and drink, and they survived another 4 days after that by drinking the seawater, crashing just meters below them before being rescued by Brazilian federal police.
So they are in that precarious spot above the rudder.
They're on the rudder. The remarkable, death-defying journey across about 3,500 miles of ocean underlines the risks that some migrants are prepared to take for a shot for a better life. It was a terrible experience for me, said 38-year-old, and this is his name, Thank God Opamipo Matthew Yiyi.
Love that.
One of the 4 Nigerians. His name is Thank God.
Sai for short.
Their relief at being rescued soon gave way to surprise. The 4 men said they had hoped to reach Europe in their voyage last month.
Wow.
And were shocked to learn they had, in fact, landed on the other side of the Atlantic in Brazil. The men have since, 2 of the men have since been returned to Nigeria upon their request.
He wanted to change because he felt he was in a rudder.
While Yi and Roman Ebamine Friday, a 35-year-old, have applied for asylum in Brazil. Both men said economic hardship, political instability, and the crime had left them with little option but to abandon their native Nigeria. Friday said that his journey to Brazil began on the 27th of June when a fisherman friend rowed him up to the stern of the Liberian-flagged Ken Wave, docked in Lagos, and left him by the rudder. To his surprise, he found 3 men that were already there waiting for the ship to depart.
How you doing?
Friday said that he was terrified. He had never met his new shipmates and feared they could toss him into the sea at any moment.
We're ruddies.
Once the ship was moving, Friday said the 4 men made every effort not to be discovered by the ship's crew, who they also worried might offer them to a watery grave. Spending 2 weeks within spitting distance of the Atlantic Ocean was perilous. To prevent themselves from falling into the water, Friday said the men rigged up a net around the rudder and tied themselves to it with a rope. When he looked down, he said that he could see big fish like whales and sharks. Due to the cramped conditions and the noise in the engine, sleep was rare and risky. He said, I was very happy when we got rescued.
The rolling ocean alone would keep going over the rudder.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's a Herculean feat that they pulled this off.
They're actually on top of the rudder. And the way that thing would move around, you had the potential of being squished at some point. So it's insane. All right, a completely different type of story. A Chinese man turned up at the emergency room in China with the screw base of a light bulb sticking out of his mouth. After trying one of the dumbest online challenges imaginable. Firefighters in China were confronted with one of the most bizarre cases yet, a rescue case. A local man, referred to only as Mr. Chen, burst into their station and tried to explain something to them. However, the man's mouth was covered with a T-shirt And instead of words, he only seemed to be able to utter muffled sounds. After removing the makeshift mask, the reason for his unusual speech became obvious. He had an LED light bulb sticking out of his mouth.
How can I explain?
And was trying to get help removing it. Unfortunately, that proved to be too difficult to task for them. So he took the bulb part and stuck it in his mouth.
Oh, man.
After inspecting the
We're
man's
looking
mouth
at video.
and assessing the situation, the fireman decided that trying to yank the glass light bulb out was too difficult because it could seriously damage the man's mouth if the glass burst. So they took Mr. Chen to the nearby hospital where a team of doctors realized the man could not open his mouth wide enough. So instead,
it's a reverse fester.
They used a special mouth opener to dislocate his jaw on one side and remove the glass bulb.
So is the challenge to put the entire glass bulb in your mouth without breaking it?
I believe that's it. After blowing a sigh of relief, Chen told doctors that he had gotten the light bulb stuck in his mouth about 2 hours earlier. He admitted removing it, to attempt to remove it to himself, but couldn't open his mouth enough for the glass bulb to safely pass through his teeth.
Now we need to talk about my ass.
He had trouble swallowing and speaking, so he decided to seek help. As for the reason why he got it in his mouth in the first place, he casually said that he watched someone do it in an online video and wanted to see if he could do it too.
Jeez.
All right. Here's another great story out of China. I'm sure you guys have seen this, but I haven't had it in the B file yet. A zoo has refused to grin and bear it after video of one of its bears standing on its hind legs went viral, forcing officials to deny that it was a human being in a costume.
Have you guys seen the video of this bear? I tell you, it's a bear, all right, but it's amazing how it's standing. It looks very human.
And the back of it looks like a costume of some type, but it's legit. It's a bear. The zoo addressed the allegations in a statement pretending to be from Angela the bear, the Malaysian sun bear, standing up and staring at bemused-looking visitors. And it says, "Some people think I stand like a person. It seems you don't understand me very well." Video of the bear drew attention as spectators noticed its slender legs and folds of fur that make the creature appear as if it was a person standing in a bear costume.
So some reporters got up to the bear as it was driving home after work, and it assured them it was an animal.
The local Hangzhou Daily first noted the attention, writing, "Because of the way they stand, some people online question whether they're humans in disguise." That forced zookeepers to note that the sun bears from Malaysia are smaller than other bears and have a different appearance, but are just as real. They said also that a human inside a costume like that would never survive the summer temperatures that were more than 100 degrees. So sun bears, the smallest bears in the world, are only about the size of a large dog. At their largest, they are at about 50 inches tall while standing on their hind legs, compared to a grizzly bear, which can be up to 9 feet tall.
May I ask you a bear question?
Yes.
So which bear do you think would win in a battle? A polar bear or a Kodiak bear?
Probably a polar bear, man. They're just gigantic.
So I saw a documentary. Says the Kodiak bear would win.
so.
They are of similar size.
Right.
But B, the real plus for the Kodiak bear, their claws are super long, while a polar bears are shorter, more for ice.
Grabbing on ice, yeah.
So, it would go to the Kodiak bear.
All right, interesting.
Kathy's writing that down.
And then finally, a plus-sized British Airways passenger got stuck in a first-class seat after his flight landed in the UK from Nigeria on Saturday morning. The newspaper reported that the passenger was wedged in his seat for about 3 hours.
Oh, man.
After the 6.5-hour flight. The passenger was seated in 1A, a much-desired seat that is typically reserved for executive club gold card holders.
Those are wider seats.
The cabin crew, they definitely are. The cabin crew got involved and tried to calm the passenger after he realized that he was unable to leave his seat, but they were unable to shift him.
I have to fart.
Emergency services were then called to get the passenger out with an engineer note outlining the plan.
What was it, in fact, a case of the man being large?
Yes.
Okay.
The note reportedly said a volumetric passenger is stuck in seat 1A. The plan is to remove the suite door and use a hoist to eject him from the seat. The door was ultimately removed. The passenger was extricated from his suite using the hoist. So that must have been pretty embarrassing for them, unfortunately. And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. Pizza!
Pizza!
Our friends from Pizza Hut have stopped by.
Pizza party.
Oh, that's right. And it's in conjunction with the release of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem in theaters now. And we are going to give away a $50 gift card from Pizza Hut right now to caller number 22 at 215-263-WMMR. It's turtle approved, by the way. The big New Yorker pizza is back at Pizza Hut. And by the way, the movie is in theaters now, so we will take caller number 22 and we'll set you up with that. We have a few of those to give away this morning, so make sure you stay with us through the course of the program because I'd love for you to win that. We're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Oh my God! It's kind of we got to hang out for a few days, and he's such a nice guy.
He seems like a great dude.
Well, your beard is more pronounced right now, so maybe that was part of it too.
Well, it's called children. The grays are coming in. Giving it a good shadow, you know.
How many kids do you have now?
Yeah, one. I should have said child.
Oh, okay.
But a split personality. Yeah.
But my wife takes care of me too, so she has children.
Yeah, she's got two.
Hey, John, when you're putting together your act, your show, and I haven't seen, you've performed for us many times here in the studio, but I've never gone to your actual live show. What's it like? Because there's various types of magicians. There are people who put on a big, lots of pyrotechnics and effects, and there's people, the ones that I find more impressive are the ones who are mainly doing sleight of hand and really blowing you away with their storytelling and all the stuff that goes along with that. What's your style?
Well, perfect intro because lucky for you, I'm a storyteller, sleight of hand, and we do some big stuff. So I'm really proud of the show. It's my life story. And so it's the ups and downs that I've had through life, the magic that I found along the way that got me out of it. It's inspiring. It's motivating. Look, we do some mind-blowing magic, obviously, because that's what I love to do. But I promise you it's not like this gratuitous magic show where you just dance around and want to be David Copperfield. I love that. I just don't want to be that.
Right.
It's funny because the first... I grew up with like Blackstone the Magician and all these, and Houdini, obviously, and all this stuff. And there was that sort of presentation, the presentation where there was a narrative that would start to move in, where there was a story told through the magic, started to happen, I guess. Maybe it was Doug Henning, one of the first, who kind of did like a connected narrative with the magic. Is that correct, John?
Yeah. And Lance Burton did an interview way back when, and it was basically like the hardest part about magic is to get people to care. If I do a dove routine, why do people care?
Right.
And my style has always just gone towards telling personal experience and life stories that obviously, so when you tell a personal story, people connect to it, people relate to it, and then people start thinking about things in their life that are similar, right? And so it's a way to trigger. And then all of a sudden you do magic and it breaks down this barrier, this wall, and people become vulnerable like kids. And so now what you say to me is 10 times more impactful. Look, I'm a big fan of your show. I'm a big fan of rock and roll. I wanted to be a rock star. I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't play an instrument. Check that off the old box. But cards and magic became my instrument, and now the ballad or the jam can be whatever it is you say around it.
That's awesome.
John, did you happen to see a special on Hulu called In and of Itself with a guy named Derek Delgadio?
First of all, huge fan of Delgadio. I'm like the only magician that has not seen this yet. I have no excuse. I've been wanting to see this. I heard it's phenomenal.
It's just really super unique, and that's what I think is really cool about taking what you do and putting a unique spin on it. And he's very much tells the story of his life as well during that show.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to make a promise to the Preston and Steve show. I will be watching it tonight.
All right.
Nice.
But it's similar in your life story, which has so many. I mean, if you were to just get up and do a TED Talk about your life, that alone would be interesting. You have such rich fodder to draw upon for the magic. But as you start to develop a show and change it and alter it, and add illusions and tricks or whatever you like to refer to them as, where do you get the opportunity to go do that? Do you have a warehouse, or do you have, not that you're like David Copperfield making planes disappear or whatever, but do you have an actual lab or something that you go to where you work on this stuff?
Yeah, I have a lab. It's my house at Oak Brook Circle.
That's it.
That little garage over there on the side that we don't quite use, that we don't know what to do with the lawnmower, so we shove it in there.
And it's that simple. You just go in and a room in your house and.
Yeah, you know what? I got a great creative team, and so Blake Voigt, Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is the guy behind David Blaine, all his TV stuff for years and years.
Well,
we're really good friends. Yeah, we're good friends, but what these people are really good at is when us three get in a room and we jam, it's like songwriting, right? Some people just gel, and it's important to know one another's style. And so they kind of get my style, and we just create stuff, which is fun.
You know, it's funny because so many musicians and magicians, and the words sound very similar, by the way, but you know, you'll take a chord progression and turn it a little bit and make it something new. And I get that impression as being the same with magicians. Okay, there's this old style trick. We're going to turn it, do this, put this narrative behind it, and make it something new. Is that a large part of what you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's like music. There's like 5 chords. Am I right?
Yeah.
I should know that. Six chords. Well, magic, there's 5 things you can do, and I should probably know these 5. You can disappear, you can reappear, you can change, and there's like 2 other things you can do.
Right.
So it's taking a spin on that.
You're getting a little too intricate for us.
Well, let me ask you. I was expecting manipulation. Some of these other
you change, you disappear, you come back, and then there's 3 other things.
2 other things.
So, all right. So there have been some in the magic world. There have been some constants, obviously, but there has been new variables over the years in technology and stuff. And over the last year, with being able to do things via Zoom and virtually, has that presented itself any new opportunities for you?
Yeah, so you know, in the Zoom world, which is here we are. I did a lot of like keynotes. Believe it or not, the virtual keynote speaking market was out of this world, right? And so I'd be able to do tricks through Zoom, which is kind of cool. I created a few things. Now it's a completely different medium. It's a completely different way of doing things. Right now you're isolated in this little frame here, so you know. It was a fun, challenging time.
Do you get called? I mean, obviously, I know when I was doing stand-up comedy, I used to do corporate gigs fairly often. Is that still out there? You know, substantially with so many people working from home and you know all that change because of what we just went through. Is that still a rich area for you as a magician to work in?
The Zoom market?
The corporate, you know, corporate events and things of that nature. Yeah. Is that a big moneymaker for you without getting? Yeah, but I don't need a dollar amount.
Yeah, baby, throw me the money. But not so much as a magician. Like I said, I get hired out as a speaker, and I get to do whatever magic I want within that.
I got
One of the best advice I ever got was my rookie year, and this guy Kevin Elko, he's a speaker, and I was in the weight room. He's like, "Hey, I'll give you a couple $100 to go talk to these bankers." I was like, "I'm in." He goes, "You know that stupid little pencil trick you do?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "They'll eat it up. Tell your story how you went to college." So I was like, "Okay." And then afterwards, he literally pulled me aside and he goes, "Listen, kid." I was 23. He goes, "Listen, kid, I'm going to give you some advice. Look, the magic's cute. I get it. You need to be a speaker, and you'll thank me for it." And so I've been a speaker ever since. And obviously, the cap that companies are willing to spend on a magician is quite a bit smaller than a speaker.
Right.
And so
true.
Hey, you can call me whatever you want.
Just a reminder, John's going to be at Borgata Music Box on Friday, 2 shows. By the way, John, so what role does football play in your life now? Just a observer or anything else?
You know, I have some friends call me here and there, and they'll have because a lot of the guys I played with now are coaching either high school, college, or whatever, and they'll have a snapper or a specialist. And they'll say, "Hey, man, can you work with this kid? Can you give me some advice?" And we can do it over Zoom. We can do it live. And so I'm just kind of like the guy that just kind of goes in, helps out. Believe it or not, there's been some coaches that have left the Eagles and gone on to other teams, and they're like, "Hey, we'd love to bring you in here and just kind of help build the culture of an organization," which for me, I think that was a bigger compliment than help me with X's and O's. I think that was kind of a role I had with the Eagles for a long, long time. And that was, you know, establish a culture, get a sense of community and family within a locker room, care about one another. And then you don't have to be the greatest of athletes to win.
I have a very objective question to ask you, John. Which fans are crazier, Bills fans or Eagles fans? Because Bills fans over the last few years have really upped their game in the level of craziness that they bring. The Bills Mafia, as I think now kind of rivals the insanity that Eagles fans bring every week.
I'll say this. I mean, anybody that's out there in minus 20-degree weather with no shirt on, run around in the parking lot, I mean, it's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a different level of crazy. For those that have never been to Buffalo, wow. It was like the greatest thing that ever happened to me to get picked up by the Bills. And then it was like the greatest thing that ever happened to me to get released by the Bills. Because that place was hard. I mean, it was like, Now, look, you're talking about a kid who came from Southern California. So,
Right.
like, I had seen snow, but I have never seen snow.
Yeah, that is snow.
And, you know, and now keep in mind, I kind of hacked my way into college, right? I sent somebody else's film. So when I got into the NFL, I was still trying to figure out how to snap. And so to go to Buffalo and try and play in that weather and be a specialist. Look, I played with Drew Bledsoe. That guy had one of the strongest arms I've ever seen. I remember there was games that he couldn't even throw a 10-yard out because the wind was so bad.
Yeah.
And then the coach was ticked off at me that I couldn't snap. Drew can't throw it 10 yards. You want me to look between my legs?
Yeah.
Right.
John, I went to the Eagles-Bills game, oh, God, it had to have been 2 years ago, and the wind was crazy. We couldn't even kick extra points at this point. You know, the wind was so bad. They kept going for 2-point conversions.
God, that's savage.
But I will say, I thought the fans were great. I didn't get there early enough to really hang out in the tailgate area or whatever. But you know, I bought tickets that were close enough in the end zone, so I just wanted to get on either A, get on TV, which I did, or B, catch a football either via kickoff or whatever. And a football landed 2 seats away from me, so I know I was so close. But I had a great time and. They had great hot dogs in the stadium.
There you go.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, think about this. Philadelphia has restaurants like Zama loves sushi. Come on, Redstone. Hello, still here, guys.
Oh, there's Kathy.
Oh yes.
I mean, and Buffalo has.
Wings.
Hey, let me ask you. Do you have Wetzel's Pretzels there by any chance?
Oh, I don't know.
Casey's a big fan.
Good wings.
Yeah.
But Buffalo was great, man. But like I said, what a hard place to play, man. Hard place.
Wow. Nice. Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. How about that, man?
Yeah, you got your own backstage and all that, everything. What is your writer like? Is there anything super unique in a John Dorenbos writer when you show up at the Borgata?
Make a look. So this is funny.
Yeah.
So I was never. I didn't really drink alcohol a whole lot, I never drank beer. I didn't like beer, right? I didn't like beer. So my wife's like, "Oh, this is cool. So when you stop working out and stop playing football, now you're going to drink beer."
Right.
Okay. Good timing. So I got nothing crazy. I just got my Michelob Gold Ultras carb conscious beer.
Carb conscious beer.
Crazy.
That's it.
And do you have? All right. So do you have an exclusive partnership with a playing card? Do you know what I mean?
So I use bicycles now. This is crazy. The president of United States Playing Card Company, huge fan, very nice guy. But this company, zero advertising, zero endorsements for anybody. They just don't need it. They don't
They're
do
just
it.
the best.
And
They're
so,
like the Louisville Sluggers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, why?
Yeah.
Well, it's a good point.
MMR.
Thanks, Kat. Don't forget to text word secret to 39333, giving away a 4-pack of Adventure Aquarium admission tickets for the secret text word today. Quickly, I'm trying to catch up on some of these shout-outs. This one, unfortunately, somebody passed away. A listener of the Preston and Steve show that says, "Hey, Presbo, I'm asking for a final shout-out for a dear friend of mine who was recently passed. His name is Levy, or it might be Levi. It says, we would all listen to your show growing up on the way to school, and he would call in, and you guys would make fun of his name every time. It was awesome, and we thought it was so cool. Sadly, Levy recently passed away. His funeral was on Friday, August 4th. He was an amazing friend, loving son, brother, and father. And I know he will forever be with us, looking down on us. If you could please give him a shout-out, it would be great. Thank you from his loving friend, Christine Jones. So always hate to hear that news, but thank you for passing it along. And then one more. It says, hey, I was wondering if I could request a shout-out for one of my clients, Craig McBride. We are both huge fans of the Preston and Steve show, and we've talked about how much we enjoy your show quite a bit. 2 weeks ago, we somehow got into talking about the shout-outs. Last week, he asked me why I didn't get him a shout-out yet.
Yeah.
And at some point, can you please give a nice, juicy shout-out to Craig? That is from Nicole Rusek. So making good on that for
there you go.
there, Nicole, and that's for you, Craig. All right, I saw this article this morning. It was a poll that was done of 2,000 Americans with streaming subscriptions, and they asked a couple of questions, one of them being, who is America's favorite on-screen family? And I was actually surprised at the winner of this.
To pick their favorite family.
Yeah.
Of all time on TV?
That's because the I've got the full list here, and it runs the gamut of television history, to be honest.
Huh.
And number one, I'm just going to throw this out to you. It's the Addams Family, specifically from Wednesday.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Yeah. All right.
That is that's a late entry, basically.
Very much so.
With
And
all
in
the
fact-
history of TV families.
And in fact, every single family I see on the rest of this, it does not come from a streamer. They're all from broadcast television.
Well, to be honest, also, while you do see Morticia and you see Uncle Fester and you see, it's clearly the show focuses on Wednesday.
Yeah. As opposed to the Addams Family,
Right, which was the family.
the ensemble for the most part. So I found that kind of interesting. So number 2 was the Simpsons Family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? And I say this all the time because it really is. In my mind, I have to remind myself, obviously, I'm not an imbecile. I'm stupid, yes. But Homer to me is real. That family is real.
Yeah.
There's just decades of them in my life.
Yeah. They go back that far. So it's easy to, pick up on the actual family dynamic of an animated crew.
Right.
Third is the Brady Bunch. The Brady family.
I love the Bradys.
A blended family.
You know, they have Brady Brunch on MeTV.
No.
I'll watch it every now and then.
Really?
Yeah.
What's an episode recently that you've seen? Just remind me, because I know every single one of them.
There was Alice's family member who was like a drill sergeant.
Oh yeah, her twin sister.
Twin sister, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's her sister. I
Right.
mean, it was
her.
B. Davis, was that her name?
Yeah, and B. Davis.
And
yeah.
B. Davis, who played her as well. Yeah, and you know what I remember that episode? She showed them how to roll up their socks properly.
Yes. That's right.
And I've actually tried using that. I use a different technique, but I have tried the roll technique.
And she'd had
It
about
does
marching,
work.
remember, in the morning? They'd be marching and all that stuff, so yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. Okay. So you have the Brady family, then you have the Bundy family.
Yeah, were you a Married with Children fan?
I was a so-so fan.
I thought
Some of it was really funny.
Yes, there were solid moments, but I was never swept up in it. A lot of my friends were like just addicted.
Yeah,
I
me
thought
too.
it was fine.
It went on about 2 or 3 seasons too long, too.
And there's only so much where the door opens up and woo!
Yeah.
It's like, all right, got it.
There was one, well, they had loads of funny moments, but there was one in particular where they were all sitting on the couch and they were, you could hear their internal dialogue, and Al Bundy is sitting there and he's picking his ear with a pencil.
Yeah.
And he's like, he pulls it and he goes, I think Peg would like to see this. And he just shows it over to her, just a disgusting look on her face.
No, it had its moments, definitely.
It did. So then after that, you had the Addams Family from the original television show, The Addams Family.
I always thought that'd be a cool family to be a member of because the house alone was tons of cool stuff.
It was like a museum.
They had a lion
when people came to see him.
Yeah.
Then you had the Barone.
Scream.
The Barone family from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Okay.
I enjoyed Everybody Loves Raymond, but I was not a massive fan.
Yeah, me either. The Taylor family on Home Improvement. I loved that show. That was a
one of
great
the sons
show.
grew up to be a domestic violence.
What does that say about me?
Yeah. No, you didn't know.
I didn't know.
I'm going to give you a pass on that.
Then here you go. I know.
Your next rye bread's on me.
Rye bread. That could be someone's catchphrase on one of these sitcoms.
That's
for
right.
The family. Yeah. Wait, let me know when to say it. Hang on.
Wait, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Rye bread. So then you have the Tanner family
Okay.
on Full House.
Yeah. I love that.
You guys
family.
are all Full House fans,
Yeah.
right?
No,
Not you?
I was not. Casey and Kathy were, but
Yeah, I
that,
was.
to me that was too saccharine sweet.
I agree.
Yeah, but it whatever. If you liked it, you liked it.
There were it was a little bit out of my range age-wise. I was watching a show called Millennium, which is decidedly different. But for me, in the beginning, when they had, it was Mary Kate or Ashley, they would cut to them, and then you'd see, and there'd be some incoherent babble in the audience would go nuts. And to me, it was a weird paced show, but it was not meant for me, so I give it that.
Then you have the Braverman family, Parenthood, which I never watched the TV show.
No, me neither.
I was
yeah.
a fan of the movie, but not the TV show.
Yeah, I watched the TV show. It was great.
The mom from the Gilmore Girls was one of the members of the cast on that, right?
I don't know.
I didn't watch
Lauren
Gilmore
Graham?
Girls, but yeah, I think
Lauren
so.
Graham.
Yeah, and the guy from 6 Feet Under was also on it too. Peter Krause.
Okay. And then the last one on this list is the Banks family from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
All right,
I love that show.
It's an interesting collection.
but not Modern Family, which to me is
Modern Family.
great, and also with Ed O'Neill. So on my list, Ed O'Neill will show up twice.
Which family would you pick on the Modern Family?
And I
There's
guess
the Dumfies.
yeah.
There's Cam and Mitch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who all's missing? Who's missing from this list?
Well,
Who should
I have
be?
a list of some classics here, Preston.
Cosby's?
The Cosby's for the longest time, and you'll remember this, Nick. That was considered the American family.
Yeah.
Well, what about like
How long did that last?
what about streamers now? More current shows and who are great families? Because we were just talking about The Bear.
The Bear.
I don't know if that family would fall under great on-screen families.
What about the Gemstones? Right?
Oh my God,
that's a messed up family.
The
Yes,
Shameless
it is.
family. Well, that's not streaming though.
Well, you could. Yeah, it's on not necessarily streaming, but on things other than your standard broadcast television.
There are two ways to. There's two, I guess, a certain metric here. A family that you would enjoy being in, or a family that you enjoy, like I assume the Shameless family you enjoy watching,
right? Or like
but you would not want to be a member of.
Or how about Succession? What a great family.
Yeah. They're pretty messed up.
They annoyed me so much that I stopped watching.
I'm finally on the final season, so I'm working my way through it. I'm sticking with it, and their dynamic is just bizarre.
In the end, Preston, they all have each other's back, and they ride off into the sunset.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
That's
was
really
gonna happen.
supportive. It's good to hear that.
You mean
And
they don't actually eat each other alive?
They've come close.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They start a beachfront rye bread shop. It's a family that has not come up that I think would be a classic one that would to me is kind of very similar to my family growing up would be the Cleavers.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
Leave it to Beaver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Simpsons made the list, how come the Griffins didn't make the list for Family Guy?
Yeah. Good question. Wait, your home life was like Leave It to Beaver?
I mean, if you're talking about a classic suburban family,
Right.
Mom wasn't wasn't vacuuming in a dress and with a pearl wearing
necklace.
pearls. But with my brother, that dynamic would have been. My older brother Gene was out of the house. It's my brother and Tom and I, and that was kind of similar.
Steve, I'm surprised on your list the Goldbergs didn't make it.
The Goldbergs, yes.
yeah.
So here's a list. I can read you the ones here, Preston. The Bradys, the Huxtables, you said, the Sopranos.
Huh.
Yeah.
This is just a list of classic families. They took a similar survey. The Bunkers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Barones, as you said, the Connors from Roseanne. That was a depressing family for me.
Yeah.
The Ewings, Dallas.
I liked the Connors because the house that they lived in was more similar to mine. Like they didn't have like matching furniture. It was like, okay, we need a couch, right? Let's go get a couch, or
Right.
let's see if my aunt can give us her old couch. You know what I mean?
It looks similar, yeah.
Yeah, very,
I got
very
you.
similar, yeah.
How about Family Ties? The Keatons.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a great
Yeah.
family. Kathy, what about Yellowstone? Is that a great family?
Oh God, yeah, they're the best. Don't listen. They're gonna protect you. They'll
protect you regardless.
They protect their family members. Well, except for one.
You know what? The Munsters.
The one they killed?
Not
I don't
yet.
know. I'm just
Not
guessing.
yet.
Okay. The Monsters, yeah.
If you want to talk about current shows or relatively current, the family on, I'm going to say Ships Creek, they all end up looking out for one another. And it's actually a supportive mother and father and the two kids.
The other category that they explored in this particular poll was best on-screen friends.
Yeah.
So I have a list of these, and these might fall a little bit more out of where we've been going. So the top one, which I found interesting, because I don't know these characters, Olivia Benson and Elliot Stabler. I didn't watch Law and Order SVU.
Is this television and film?
Best on-screen films. Yeah, this is television.
Mariska Hargitay and that other guy. I forget his name.
The other guy?
Yeah, that's who that is.
Elliot Stabler?
Yeah.
Maloney?
Yeah.
Christopher
Maloney.
He's great. Okay, so they're buds on the show, I
Yeah.
guess. All right, and then we're going back to Wednesday. Wednesday and Enid.
Oh, yeah, I love Enid.
She was great.
Is that the roommate?
Yes.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah.
And they gave her a cool. Everyone in that show got something that made you go. Even if you started disliking them, and you're like, oh wait, okay, I like them now.
Yeah.
If you're going to talk about overall friendship, Preston, including film, I was reminded of what I think one of the great friends of all time in film and also in literature, Samwise Gamgee.
Okay. Yep. That makes sense.
That's a loyal friend.
Absolutely. Casey, Walter White and Jesse Pinkman.
No.
In
Like they
Breaking Bad.
tried to kill each other
know.
on several occasions. Walter White was a terrible human being. Now, listen, he did have a little bit of salvation.
He was a
at the
good
end.
chemist.
He was a great chemist.
Yeah.
He was a brilliant mind, but a horrible person. And they demonstrated that, time after time after time, how he just basically shot himself in the foot at every turn.
What do you think about shows that take somebody that is the star, that is the focus of the show, but they're a horrible person? You know what I mean?
Barry.
I didn't watch Barry, so I don't know. But
Barry is a hitman. He is a hired assassin. He kills people.
Like
Dexter.
In Succession, I've told Nick this before. I want something horrible to happen to every single member in that family. I hate them all, but I love watching them.
You love watching who you hate.
I hope they get what's coming to them.
Yeah, there's sometimes, though, they're so insufferable.
Yeah.
Well, for example, you and I both tapped out of The Walking Dead after they failed to kill Negan.
Yeah,
it's
the
like
10th season.
You are straight out of your mind, and everything that happens from here on in that's bad, you deserve.
Tony Soprano was an anti-hero. I mean, that guy did some reprehensible things. Casey, I think part of the thing, maybe this is in the back of my mind, but the thing about Walter White and Jesse is that in real life, they're friends.
Yeah.
So maybe I sort of think, in the show, they're actually kind of friends, but they're not.
But at the end of Breaking Bad, Walter White does have some redemption, right? Like but I don't necessarily think he would have come to that redemption had he not been dealt the hand. He was like, well, all right, I guess maybe I should do something right here.
Also on the list of best on-screen friends that people had in this poll had nominated Rachel and Monica from Friends.
Yeah.
Poor
as
Phoebe.
being some of the best. I know she was. Yeah, she wasn't as tight as them. And then I love this one, Robin and Steve in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
They ended up having this fantastic relationship.
Very funny.
Yeah, they first met in the second season, and was it the third season? Yeah, third season, and I love that.
Scoops Ahoy, right?
Yep,
What about
Scoops Ahoy.
Skipper and Gilligan?
Yeah,
they were lovers.
That's a love-hate relationship right there.
Ted Lasso and Coach Beard.
There you go.
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, whoever checks that.
Well, you know what? And Keely and Rebecca, too.
Yeah. Now you're talking.
Yes.
I love those two.
I do, too.
Yeah. And I love Ted and Beard's relationship even more so after this season when Beard sort of reveals to somebody, I can't remember which person, to Nate, their history.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Because in the first season, he says, well, Ted did something for me. And that's somebody
you
has
find
why.
out the wonderful thing he did.
Yeah, why he went to the UK with him. And
have we all watched it and completed it?
Nope.
They revealed it. Oh, okay.
Zach Braff and Donald Faison on Scrubs.
Yes! No, I love them. They were great chemistry. I think they're bringing the series back, are they not? Or have they already?
Well, they're doing their chemistry and friendship is so great on that show that they're bringing it back in commercials.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Also on this list is Chandler and Joey, so we're going back to Friends.
Chandler and Joey are good
Ross
friends.
gets
Poor
left out.
Ross.
Yeah.
Ross
and Phoebe.
Phoebe need to hang.
They get left out.
All right, then you have Corey and Sean from Boy Meets World.
Yeah, that's the Savage and the other guy.
There's always another guy, right?
Ben Savage and his buddy.
Yeah. Hold on, Marissa, what's his name?
His name is Ryder Strong, and he had the best hair of the 90s.
Ryder Strong?
Ryder Strong.
He was a heartthrob.
He's on that podcast now with them.
Okay. Which is Boy Meets
Two Girls in a Cup
podcast or something?
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but it's
Boy
like Will
Meets Two
Friendly,
Girls in a Cup.
him and Daniel Fischel.
You know what family they left off the list is Wonder Years.
Oh, my God. Well, by the way, both versions of the Wonder Years. I'm a big fan of the new one.
On this list for best on-screen friends, Kevin and Paul from the Wonder Years.
Oh, wow.
A young Marilyn Manson, right?
Yes.
No, not really. But people did think that for a while. Then you have Jerry and George on Seinfeld.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's a better friend for Seinfeld? Was it
Elaine?
Was it Kramer? Well, Elaine.
I mean, they're pretty reprehensible people too.
In fact, that was one of the issues with the last. They did basically a very reprehensible thing in the series wrap up.
Yeah, they owned their awful nature.
Yeah.
Although Kramer was not reprehensible.
No, he was just a goofball.
Yeah.
Then the last on this list of best on-screen friends, Laverne and Shirley.
Love Laverne. You know, one of the great joys, I was telling my wife that the having met Penny Marshall and then having her in again, that was so awesome. And it was so sad that we lost her.
No, it was...
Cindy Williams. Yeah. But never was any Russian. But Cindy Williams, I meant to say, it was great.
She was wonderful.
Yeah, and she was just a delight.
That story she told about Jim Morrison
was terrific.
Cracked me up.
Yeah. She was working as a waitress in a cocktail.
Yeah, that much is true.
Yeah, whiskey. The whiskey.
Yeah.
How long is your longest friendship?
Longest friendship? Someone that I still engage with?
I saw one on Friday night at the Union. My friend Dax, he's a photographer, staff photographer for the Union, and I've known Dax and been friends with him, like friends, not just known him since first grade. And we're still really close, yeah.
Wow.
8th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, my buddy Ben and I stay in touch from time to time. It's only like 3-4 times a year, maybe.
Yeah.
My oldest friend, my buddy Brad, we go back to kindergarten, and I talked to him like maybe 3 years ago was the last time. So I guess that might not quite count.
How long with Steve?
Steve and I started becoming buddies probably, I've known him since junior high, but we started becoming really friends in high school. Really good friends, probably sophomore year, something like that.
Mine's
junior high.
3rd grade.
Wow.
And I still talk to him. We are on a text chain that we talk almost every single day. So, still in contact with.
I was thinking about friends the other day, and you know how you have like the best buddy.
Yeah.
And it seems like you're going to be best friends forever.
Yeah.
And then I was doing a hindsight. There's a friend of mine,
sleep
Howard.
with your mom.
We were really, really close friends. We were locker partners for several years and all this stuff. And then just after high school, it just went away.
But I feel like with guys more often are friends with their friends from elementary school, whereas I think girls typically it's a little bit later in life.
Something happens when girls come into the picture, and because I had friends that once they started getting their D wet, they just disappeared. And I was
that's a kind of a standard thing.
Did you ever lose because I lost a guy I would have thought would have been my best friend, forever. I lost because a girl he liked me.
You. Okay.
Yeah.
That can happen for sure.
That killed it.
But there's the fizzle out thing too that just kind of happens, whatever it is. Not necessarily a thing that took place between you, and the friendship just kind of disappears. And I have reached back out a couple times to people like that and not really received anything back, and I'm like, oh, I guess you didn't really like me that much,
So,
but it's just the way life rolls.
My, I asked because my longest and oldest friend, he came down the shore this weekend, and we were hanging out, and we've hung out a couple times this summer, and he lives like 3, 4, 5 miles from me, and we've been friends for, he's my next door neighbor, so we've been friends for 44 years, something like that, ever since we were like little tiny toddlers.
Is he your best friend?
He's my best friend.
Yeah.
He's my best friend. Can I tell you something? He's also like a great dude. So I'm going to reveal something happened. I had a sleepover at his house, and
how long ago?
This was
when you were a kid?
I was a kid.
And he thinks Troy Aikman's very handsome, right?
Oh, no.
I think I know what happened.
That was Jeff, and Jeff is a good friend of mine as well. So I wet the bed at his house at a sleepover.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't tell anybody.
Huh?
He didn't tell a soul.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty hard for a kid to hold back on, especially when you don't quite have a filter yet.
It'd be part of the morning announcements.
Yeah, totally.
One last thing. Casey pissed in my bed. I swear to God.
That is the kind of guy he was and still is to this day.
Yeah, they're a rare breed.
And it's an important lesson to teach your children to pick good friends.
Yeah.
Pick good friends.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you pick your nose.
Like you pick your nose.
Exactly.
There's a bunch of friends from the TV list that we're missing out on. Cliff and Norm from Cheers.
Oh,
Cliff and Norm?
The Golden Girls. Hanks and Scolari from Bosom Buddies. Lucy and Ethel. Starsky and Hutch.
Who would you think of who are you saying who the other run through those again, Nick?
So Starsky and Hutch, Gus and Sean from Psych, Troy and Abed from Community. Those guys were great friends.
Yes.
Casey, how about Cousin Larry and Balky?
Yeah.
I mean they were cousins, but they were great friends.
But the Golden Girls, how are they not on the list?
Exactly, yeah. And then Cliff and Norm. I mean those guys were peas in a pod.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, that Golden Girls dinner theater thing's coming back to Philly sometime soon. You guys heard about that, right?
The mystery. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it? It's in New Hope, right?
Is it?
Yes.
Or Peddler's Village.
Yeah, and it's a murder mystery Golden Girls thing, from what I understand.
The Banana Bar has Golden Shower Girls.
Golden Shower Girls.
Yeah. which is a wholly different show.
I can't believe the
Senior
Golden Girls
Citizens.
aren't on that list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen. They polled 2,000 people,
and they could have been morons.
Yeah, and that's for all we know. But designing women. If we're going to head down the latest.
So who were the
shows.
besties on designing women?
Well, yeah, Dixie Carter was the lead.
Delta Burke,
and who was? We love her. She was on Hacks.
Yes.
Jean Smart.
Jean Smart.
Jinx.
Yay.
Oh my
Call
God.
me.
Yay.
And
Preston. Jinx.
Oh, that was
And from Ghostbusters.
Ernie Hudson?
Yeah.
What's that?
Ernie Hudson?
Yeah.
No, not Ernie.
Yeah, he was. No.
No.
It wasn't Ernie Hudson.
I'm talking about the gal. I'm talking about that. She was
Annie Potts?
Jennifer
Annie
Hudson.
Potts.
Wait, who was the black guy on Designing Women? Not Ernie Hudson?
I don't know.
No, he's like something like.
I forgot the character's name.
And he was very good, but he's very. In fact, he does a one-man show where he plays Ernie Hudson.
No, he does not. Well, I can't definitively say that's
Meshack
not true.
Taylor.
Meshack Taylor.
I honestly, up until this point, I swear to God, I thought it was Ernie Hudson.
No.
I know I'm wrong, yeah.
Who played Julia Duffy?
I think Julia
No,
Duffy
Julia
played her.
Duffy played Allison Sugarbaker.
Okay, there you go.
Delta Burke was so beautiful.
And still is.
And is she alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
She sells rye bread down at the
Remember,
beach.
what was she, First and 10? That was that series on HBO.
So that was, and she was, so the thing was, is that when she let herself be her curvier self and and she became
hideous.
Well, yeah, disfigured. No, she was just as lovely.
I think First and 10 was the first originally scripted show for any of the.
She was a sports manager,
cable
right?
channels. She was an owner.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
She was an owner of a team.
There was
But I think
Arliss.
that was the first original programming for a cable network.
So
for
which
HBO.
came first, that or Arliss?
I thought
that one.
thought First and 10 was the first one.
Yeah.
So I'm going with that. But there was Arliss, and then Dream On was another one that
Right,
came
with
shortly
Michael
after that.
Ben.
Yeah.
Brian Ben.
Right. Michael Bean. It was his birthday the other day.
Lenny and Squiggy are great friends.
It's
yes.
Lonnie and Squiggy.
Sex and the City women, that cast.
Richie and Fonzie.
Well, Richie and Fonzie more, right?
Yeah, they
Yes.
became best
buddies.
Yeah.
eventually.
In fact, wasn't Fonzie did he officiate Richie's wedding, or was he the best? No.
I didn't even know Richie got married.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he married.
Hey!
He married Ralph Malph.
No, he didn't.
I still got it.
Sit on it, Steve. No, I forgot Richie's girlfriend's name.
You remember her? She's great by Dorothy Hamill haircut.
Yeah, very much.
What about
so.
the Always Sunny crew?
Are they really friends?
Yes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but it would be who would it be though?
Frank and Charlie.
Frank and Charlie.
Charlie would be the best. You spend the night in a dumpster with someone. There's a great outtake where they're doing that scene where they're in the dumpster and Frank is eating something and Charlie goes, "Where'd you get that?" And he goes, "It was down there." And Charlie just starts laughing.
All right. Well, anyhow, contemplate it today.
Yeah.
Best on-screen friends.
What makes a great friend?
Best on-screen families as well. And who's your best friend? Think about that today. Or your longest friend. Think about that.
Or your tallest friend.
And reach out to your tallest friend today.
Stu Kukla. That's my tallest friend.
You know, you're my tallest friend.
Tallest.
Yeah.
Wait, I've got
Stu
Wow.
Kukler.
Yeah, Kukla.
Stu Kukla.
Yeah.
Hola.
He's Cuban.
How tall is Stu Kukla?
Stu Kukla's like 6'5", bright blonde hair, and he's Cuban.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I think he's lying about one of those things, and it's probably the Cuban.
Nope. No, his mom is from Cuba.
And his father's from Iceland. That makes him an ice cube. It's an old joke.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Kath, what were you going to say?
I don't know my tallest friend, but I do.
Who has the biggest nose?
Well, I do have two really good friends, my best friends, but they call each other best friend A and B.
Oh, really?
And they're clear that who A is and who B is. She calls her Plan B. That's what it is, not A and B. Plan A and Plan B.
Are they jealous of each other a little bit?
No, not anymore.
Okay.
Keith Rohde had the biggest nose. of all my friends.
Jackie Bam Bam.
But he got a nose job.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did in high school. He needed it. Like it was like bigger. It was gigantic.
Right. It would be in the
changed his life.
Really?
Actually, yes.
Man, somebody pointed out to me the other day that John Krasinski has a really big nose. And now I can't.
He does.
I can't stop. I'm watching Jack Ryan.
He has a bulbous nose,
and I'm fixated. And I have a big nose, so I'm allowed to talk about other people with big noses.
Yeah, you are.
And I can't stop looking.
He got
at his
Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the big nose like that dude from The Odd Couple. Dude
Jack
with-
Klugman.
Mathau?
Jack Klugman.
Jack Klugman.
Or Carl Malden had a cauliflower for a nose. It's a fleshy nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stu Kukla.
Think about your friend who has the biggest nose today as
I know
well.
who it is, but I can't.
You
I'm
are
not
my
saying.
most deformed friend.
Come on.
No, I'm not going to save my friend. I've
whisper.
got two. I have two. You guys don't know them.
Okay.
Now I'm trying to think of who my tallest friend is.
Yeah, I
me
don't know
too.
who my tallest friend
I mean,
is.
Tom Wolfe
Doug
was,
Walsh.
but like I haven't talked to him in a while.
Didn't he wrote the right stuff, didn't he?
Different Tom Wolfe.
Hang on. Tom McCullough. He's my
Is
friend.
he a friend?
Tom
he's my
McCullough.
friend.
All right.
Wow,
Dude,
friend.
no, he is. I talked to him on the phone for like an hour. Now, that was like
When?
a year ago.
Okay.
Literally?
Literally. I couldn't believe how long we were on the phone for. I don't know
You were
why.
on the phone as long as he is tall.
Yeah.
What were you guys talking about?
Everything. Dude, because we hadn't talked in a while and we were catching up and, we've had
Hey, kids,
children.
nice to talk to you. I want to ask you, do you like rye bread?
Yeah, he invited me to come out. He lives on some island off of Seattle, and he invited
Wow.
me to go drive around in his convertible. I think it's a Mustang. Yeah.
He's the nicest
If you
guy.
say a Miata, I'll die.
How tall's Jackie? Bam Bam.
He's like
6'3"?
6'4".
Yeah, he's taller than
He's in
6'3", I
like
think.
two categories: tallest and
biggest nose.
Yeah.
Yes. And Kyle, who's taller, you or Jackie? Kyle's taller than Jackie, and Kyle is 6'4".
6'4".
Dude, Kyle is like sneaky tall though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you don't when you look at him.
That's because he walks around on his knees.
Why do you always walk around on your knees?
And he has half shoes glued to the front of them to make you think he's...
Now I got to reconnect with my tallest friend from college.
Let's figure out.
Don't let the tall people out of your life.
Yeah.
How?
We've learned
No,
it.
if you need something to reach
stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, I know we're all over the place right now.
Yeah, whatever.
What do you mean?
How tall is Tom McCulloch? Like 7'5" or something?
No, he's 7 foot even.
7 foot even. He's a gigantic human being.
Yeah.
That career is an interesting career. So he had this pernicious condition.
Yeah, he signed a lucrative contract.
Right, and could
then
not deliver on it, but there was a no cut.
And so the NBA is different. They have a ton of like guaranteed deals, and like all of those deals are like insured.
Right.
So even though the Sixers ended up losing out, I think they ended up getting some money back through insurance.
But I remember he's a massive pinball fan.
Yeah.
Yep.
still
We
is.
went over to his house and played pinball over there.
Tall people are so awkward to hug because you basically hug their like chest
Balls.
and below.
Yeah, your face goes into their nuts.
Yeah.
Your balls smell great.
Yeah. I'm so happy you clean these things.
Hello.
Do you spray your balls with Axe body spray? I can tell.
Oh my God.
All right. Anyhow, think about not only the best on-screen friends, best on-screen families, but also your tallest friend, your friend with the biggest nose, and that friend you haven't talked to in a long time, your oldest friend, your longest friend.
And those two friends that are jealous of their friendship with you because they think the other one is a better friend.
Oh, and wait, one answer to a question that we never answered. I'll go to Mike here. Hey, Mike, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. All right.
Hi, Mike.
Mike, what are we missing out on here?
Lori Beth was Richie's girlfriend.
There you go. Lori Beth.
And was did Fonzie officiate the wedding, or was he Richie's best man?
I think they did a proxy thing because for some reason Richie couldn't get out of the Army.
That's right. I remember that. They did it over the phone.
But Fonzie was part of the Eiffel Tower when they did
Right,
it on the wedding night.
Did he get the front?
I don't know about that. They
I know he
didn't,
took Mrs. C from behind.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it, bud. All right, Lori Beth.
That was fun.
I think we've earned a break.
Yeah, and
I think we need to give away some pizza because you sat through that. All right, so let's.
P-I-Z-Z-A.
Oh,
Give me pizza.
Where's the slow?
that's the regular version.
P-I-Z-Z-A.
Yeah, what
The hell?
That's
What?
bizarre.
I
All
don't
right.
like it that.
I tell you what, I have a $50 Pizza Hut gift card to callers number 20 and 21 at 215-263-WMMR, and they are here because of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. You can visit participating Pizza Hut locations for boneless wings as well, 75 cents each, and tossed in One of 9 signature sauces and rubs. Pizza Hut, the official pizza of turtles everywhere. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mutant Mayhem is in theaters right now. Callers 20 and 21. We'll set you up. When we get back, we got a kid who's trying to win a national championship.
Yeah.
And he'll be in our studio. His name is Chedda Wiz. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Air cushion finish.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I keep these guys everywhere. But bicycle is the most consistent. And like, now you're gonna get me going. But like, to be able just to kind of do things like that looked really good on Zoom right there. But they just feel good. They just look good, right? And so they fan nice. Like, come on, are you kidding me? Watch this. Hey, for those at home, I'm just
that's impressive.
That's an impressive fan. Hey, John, can you do the one where you're just holding the deck in your hand flat and you just flip that top card up in the air and over? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, and he's coughing him up. I'm blown away by that stuff. It's just.
This comes out of the center. Oh,
man!
You know what I mean?
Wow!
Man, and he catches it. Here's something here. Little Zoom something for you. It's going to be hard. Preston, you're the guy in the camera here, so I'm just going to use you. Just say stop.
And stop right there. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna out jog that.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of hard here on Zoom, but here we go. Can you see that or no?
Yep, I got it.
What do you see?
I see the 10 of diamonds.
Ooh. Perfect. Do you have a cell phone, a wallet, a pad of paper?
I got a cell phone.
He's got a cell phone and whatever you need.
A pad of paper and a wallet.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Do you have all three?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, get them. Okay.
We're a major market show.
Okay, so put your wallet on your hand first.
Okay. Dear God.
Okay. Here it comes.
Yeah.
And then your phone on top of that.
Okay.
Pad of paper on top of that.
Yeah.
And then your hand on top of that.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be sick. One more time. What do you see?
10 of diamonds.
10 of diamonds.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hopefully this will work. I don't know, but watch. If we take the 10 through Zoom,
it's gone.
Okay. Wow.
We can get it to vanish.
Okay.
Preston, lift your hand up.
Dude, no. Okay.
Lift the paper up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nothing under the paper. Yep.
Yeah. Put it down. Lift the phone up.
Okay.
Yeah. And now put that down.
Okay.
And now just lift your wallet straight up.
Okay.
Is there something on your hand? You would have flipped out if it was. Hold on.
Okay.
You know what? It might have not gone through. Can you pick your wallet up again?
Yeah.
Can you open it?
Yes.
Is there something inside? Go ahead and look through there. Is there something in the?
Are you serious?
Shut up.
No.
Dude. Stop it.
There's a 10 of diamonds in Preston's wallet.
That's as good as I can get through Zoom. Right there.
Which one of you a-holes took my wallet and put this in here? That's insane.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
The 10 of diamonds.
You're the devil.
Yeah, and go Borgata Friday night. I will be there.
Yes, and honestly, that room is
happened.
That room is perfect for magic. By the way, it's going to be awesome.
Why couldn't you do that with like $100 bill?
I thought it was gonna if I had a $10 bill or something like in that he would.
That's awesome.
Screw you, man. I mean that lovingly. That's insane, dude. You're crazy. All right, John, we love you, pal. It's good to talk to you, and have a great time in AC.
Yeah, and if you guys want to give away tickets, give them away. Let me know.
All right, that'd be awesome.
All
Yeah.
right, thank you so much,
Love it.
John freaking Dornbos.
Now you're trying to figure out what the hell happened. I had nothing to do with that.
That's freaking me out, man.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was just going to make it. I thought he was just going to say that it was a joke, which it was, and it was funny.
And then it's in your wallet.
This was in my wallet. I didn't do that.
Sure you didn't.
One of you guys did it.
No.
One of you guys did it.
No.
One of you guys did it.
No.
I'll find out later.
That's magic, man. Wow. Don't if you upgrade to the premium package on Zoom, it comes with magic.
Is that what it comes with? If you look back to when test tube babies was a very controversial idea, and there was all kinds of uproar against that type of thing, and now fertility stuff is commonplace. I mean, it's exactly
You
what
can
you
get
do.
powdered mix.
Yeah, to make babies.
Okay, can they extract semen out of a fully vasectomized nutsack? Can they do that?
Did you just whisper nutsack?
The question in front of the panel today is, can semen be fully extracted from a nutsack?
Excuse me, sir. We couldn't hear you.
What?
Sir? Could you speak up, please?
Can semen be extracted from a fully...
but can it though? Or
I don't know.
Okay.
All right, so I
Because
have,
they say
I have my prostate is out and my seminal vesicles, I guess they're referred to, are
They ain't
removed.
there.
Right.
Mine are still there, right? So I've been vasectomized.
I believe you can still produce a little...
I can.
If you get the attachment.
So here's the deal. Like, they say that you can reverse a vasectomy.
Yes,
It's
you
not
can.
100%. It's not 100%, but they do, all they do is just, reattach or whatever.
Except it comes out your butt.
So what that tells me...
If you reverse it fully.
I guess my wife would be way less inclined to make a baby that way.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Science.
All right.
But
all right, back up to my vagina.
God.
Oh boy.
The
Case, it looks like
Sorry, I snorted.
it says you can withdraw sperm from the testicle, but I don't know if that's if that's after the vasectomy.
It has to be, because if it can be reversed, it means I'm still making
So
it.
you're still making it, but your body absorbs it.
Right, because you've closed or the pathway.
Right.
You've closed the egress, as they say.
Right.
Right.
So if you had to bet on the male members of the Preston and Steve show conceiving a baby at this point, where would you put your money? Because Preston and Casey and I have all been had vasectomies.
I'd put my money
There's
on
no
Steve.
way.
Steve had prostate cancer and had his prostate removed. So, but
I don't understand your question.
If one of us were forced to have a baby, if we had to keep we had to keep like the population of the earth going.
I would do it.
I would love to have another baby.
Who would have the best chance?
I was wondering, could you help me?
Scientists come to us.
Even though we've had a vasectomy.
Right, yeah. Where's the money on the male members of the Preston and Steve show producing another human being?
Without having a reversal done?
Yeah.
It has
None
happened.
of us, I guess.
But that's what I'm asking about, like with Casey's question. Like if we took the sperm out of the nutsack,
He's saying who's
who's the best chance?
Yeah.
Oh, who would be?
It wouldn't be Steve, right?
You guys are
No.
the same
Steve
age. I have
He doesn't
no-
have
Steve's
anymore.
is different
I've got
than what you.
confetti in mine.
You guys can still produce it.
Yeah.
Your body's just
Okay.
absorbing it.
Okay, I don't know. That's why
So
I'm
you're
I
asking.
know.
full
I've
of
had three
sperm,
kids.
Nick.
You've had 3 kids.
Yeah.
So I'd put our money
I got
on
like
us
6 or
over
7
you.
that I don't know about.
Yeah. Wow.
Has Bill hung himself yet, by the way, with this conversation?
I don't know. Did you think about what you were talking about in the bathroom?
I did.
Okay. Casey and I had a conversation in the bathroom.
Did you?
He's like, I think I want to ask you something, but I don't know if I want to ask you on the air or not.
Was it about the Dunkachino machine?
No, I think we're good on that.
We just shot a video, Marissa and I. I sort of had to explain why it literally looks like I put it through a grenade into the machine.
I saw it. It's pretty nasty.
I ran into Andy in the kitchen, and she was like, "I just saw the email that said it was all good to go." She goes, "What happened?"
Anyway,
Is it all cleaned up, by the way? It's
I didn't do it. I tried. There were no paper towels. There was no
Casey keeps stash paper towels if you ever need them.
Yes,
And they have them in the bathroom too. So
Yeah.
I'll grab those. Hold on, Marissa has an update, I guess.
I don't know if it's cleaned up, but it is fixed.
Okay.
All right, excellent.
Matt Calper swung by. And
All right,
fixed it.
Oh, that was
Fix
a
it.
Oh,
Just call me Mr. Fix It.
I just thought you were just accentuating fixed, but that was a Matt
No
Cowper.
reason to stress out.
Yeah. So anyway,
okay. So this is a judgment call for everybody here. All right. So
if we don't want to talk about this, we'll move on to something
We can
else.
move on.
If we
All right.
decide
Move
this
on.
is not worth talking about,
Is
Casey
it about food, pretzel-like food in Oregon?
it's not food.
he was wrestling with the idea of bringing it up or not. So
All right, go ahead.
So judgment call. So your spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend is asleep. They're napping, right? And you have a hankering to go to Rita's Water Ice,
Right.
And okay,
I know. Okay. Go
I
ahead.
know where you're going with this too.
okay.
Yeah.
Do
But
you?
quick question: did this happen to you, and did it cause a problem?
This happened to me, and I got the double middle finger last night. So when said spouse woke up.
I had a similar thing happen recently, so I can commiserate. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you wake your spouse up to see if they would like something from Rita's Water Ice?
As they are resting, as they are getting their much-deserved sleep, correct?
Yes. And you know this person.
I can
and
answer immediately when you're done.
You have woken said person up from a peaceful nap before, and it was never a good experience. So, so do you leave them asleep? Okay. So you have a couple options here. You leave them asleep, right? And you don't get them anything from Rita's because for some reason
do you touch their boobies?
Always. For some reason, if you go to any other store, you know exactly what to get them, right? You know how they like their stuff. But for some reason, you don't know what their go-to order at Rita's is.
Wait, you didn't get her anything?
I didn't get her anything.
May I ask you? May I ask you a question?
Yes.
While this debate was going on, did something in the back of your mind go, "She'll never know"?
There might have been.
That's exactly what it was. You thought that if you ate it quickly enough, the remnants of it would be gone, and she would be none the wiser.
No fuss, no muss.
Know her. You could take it. I'm sure you would have gotten something that she liked.
There was a good chance.
Don't come home with nothing.
There was a good chance that said nap could have turned into a full night's sleep.
Or
you could put it in the freezer.
Diane doesn't like it when Casey spends money on frivolous things, and she would have gotten mad that he spent money on them.
No,
my wife. Well, here's my situation. My wife will take 5-6 hour naps.
Yeah.
So I mean, she is, and I commend her for this.
Yes.
It happened over the weekend. It's the ice cream bakery on Ridge. And they have great soft ice cream. And so I'm like, I'm getting a damn cone as I pass by. There was not the traditional 80-car line going in. And I'm like, I'm going for it. But I call an audible.
Yeah.
And I bought her something, and it was a home run. I kind of knew what she wanted.
Yeah.
But I mean, you do the gesture.
Yeah.
And that buys you. I gave it a shot.
Yeah, my wife just sent me a text. She goes, "You don't have to wake me up. Just buy me my favorite flavor." Now, I'm going to admit, I don't know what your favorite flavor is.
Right.
Name a store, and I can tell you what she gets from that store.
I believe that.
For some reason, Rita's, I'm like, I don't know what your favorite flavor is.
WMMR.
Just a little reminder, our Belly Flop Championship is tomorrow night. Can't believe it's arrived already, but we will be headed to Valley Beach at Valley Forge Casino Resort, 6 to 8 p.m. You are welcome to join. We encourage you to join. It's been a while since we had some FaceTime, so let's do this. And we're going to be doing it from 6 to 8. We have 12 competitors.
Yes.
They're all going to be jumping in the pool. We're going to have a panel of judges that are going to find out who the winners are. But on top of all that, there's tiki bars, there's sand, there's cabanas, there's food trucks. We are going to have a great time. Pancake's going to be spinning our music for us.
Pancake's awesome.
DJ Pancake.
Yeah.
So we're psyched for the event tomorrow night, 6 to 8 p.m. Do not miss it. Before we welcome our guest here, Casey has a shout out to do.
Yes. So my friend John wanted me to give a shout out to his wife, Teresa. Teresa today is ringing the bell.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. That is a huge deal for her. So she's having her last chemo treatment at Penn in Radnor today. She's a mother of 4 boys. She's been battling hard since January, and after this treatment, she can't wait to ring that bell. So just wanted to give a heartfult shout out to Teresa.
Absolutely, yes.
Nice. Yeah. Congratulations. That's huge.
Yep.
Before we welcome our next guest, who all here at one point in their life has had a mullet?
I did.
The actual haircut. All of us, right?
Yeah.
No,
Not me. No.
You never had a mullet?
Never had a mullet.
I thought I saw a picture of you back when you had facial hair with a little bit of a flap back there. Maybe I'm wrong.
I had long hair. I had shoulder-length hair at one point, but never a mullet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're in good company because we've got a kid who could be the champion who is sitting right before us. His name is Rory Ehrlich, but he goes by the name Chedda Wiz.
Yeah.
And let's welcome him to the studio this morning. What's up, Cheddar? How you doing, man?
Good.
Excellent. How old are you, buddy?
6.
6 years old.
6 and has a world-class mullet.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So tell me, when you get up in the morning and you're going to go out and start your day or go to school or whatever it is, how long does it take you to get your hair ready for the day?
About 1 minute.
About 1 minute.
Wow.
Do
The
you do your own hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The pros make it look so easy.
That's impressive. By the way, his mother, Erin, is here as well. Aaron, who has been featured in the Preston and Steve Totally Office calendar, is joining us this morning. All right, do me a favor, Aaron. Tell me about the mullet contest. By the way, it's the what's the actual name of the contest? Mullet Champ.
Yeah, so it's Mullet Champ. He is in the kids division. Right now, he's in the top 25 in the United States for ages 1 to up to 13. So yeah, he's come a long way.
So how many kids did he go up again? Because what we're looking at is an amazing mullet. So I have no doubt that he's obviously in the top tier. But how many kids was he up against?
Yeah, I don't know the exact amount, but I know in the kids division, I think that in his age group, it was like 4 to 6 or 4 to 7, something like that. There were a few hundred kids.
Okay, wow, excellent.
Cheddar, what do you think about all this attention being put on you, man?
No.
You don't know. All right. I also have to ask the name Chedda Wiz. Where did that come from? Why is your nickname Chedda Wiz?
Because I love cheesesteaks.
Cheesesteaks.
That's a perfect answer.
And you like whiz on your cheesesteak? Okay. How about onions? You have to speak so we're on the radio.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, there you go.
So cheese wit.
So Chedda Wiz. I love that.
And in fact, there's a picture of him here, Preston, up on the screen eating a large sandwich.
Oh, that's great.
Healthy appetite.
Yeah. So, Mom, where did the mullet come from? Was it his idea?
It was his idea. We really don't know where it came from, honestly. He got up in the barber chair and asked for it, and Barbara kind of looked at us and was like, "Are you sure?" And we're like, "Yes, go for it." And I mean, he did confirm. He's like, "Do you want like an updated mullet, or are we doing like Billy Ray here?" And I'm like, "Let's start updated and see where that takes us." And now clearly you can see where we've gone.
So his hair had to be fairly long to begin with to work a mullet, right?
I mean, it kind of started at maybe a little bit lower than his ear. It grew pretty quick.
All right, then I consider that. That's a homegrown mullet. That's not, I'm going to go get my hair cut into this. You know what I mean? This is he started from the roots. I like that.
It's great.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Nick.
He does look a little like a little Joe Dirt, like that style of a mullet, which was terrific. And Aaron, you were saying that it's a bit rare for people north of the Mason-Dixon line to have a mullet. So he's going to go in a national competition, but most of the competition's from the South, right?
Yeah, a lot of it. And I mean, if you look at these contestants, like just the photos that were submitted, like they crack you up. The one kid had like an alligator in his hand. The one kid was like topless on the back of like a motorcycle. We were like, okay, we have some tough competition here.
Well, we're looking at some of the pictures here of competitors, and man, I don't see why you can't take this whole thing.
Well, you know what they don't have that Chedda Wiz has? A winning smile.
Yep.
That's what he's got right there. That picture, man. That's pretty awesome. What do your friends think about your hairstyle, Cheddar?
No.
They think it's pretty cool. The baseball team talks about it a lot.
Oh, yeah? You play baseball?
Yep.
What position's your favorite?
Second base.
Second base?
Yeah.
Is your team the Phillies?
No.
Okay.
Who is it?
He plays on a few teams.
Oh, you play on a few different teams?
Okay. All right.
Okay. So what's your favorite team? What's your favorite baseball team?
Phillies.
Yeah. Right.
Mom tapped the jersey just to remind you. So
Very good.
Do you know the whole breakdown of what a mullet is? Do you know that it's business up front and what is it in the back?
Party.
What comes with this if he wins this title? What happens?
Yeah, so there's 3 prizes. There's first, second, and third, and first place is $5,000.
What? Ooh.
Yeah, and he knows what he plans to do with all of that, that money.
Let's hear. What are you going to do with the money if you win it, buddy? Don't be shy now. Come on.
Mom, what's the place?
It's okay. You don't have to tell the places. They want to say, if you win first prize, what are you going to buy?
My sister, Alma.
A llama for his
A
sister.
llama for your sister?
I want a llama.
That's awesome.
Can you get
your
those
first consideration?
Can you get those for $5,000?
Yeah, of course.
Probably.
You can rent them.
You want to buy your sister a llama?
What else?
Okay. How is she older or younger than you?
Older.
How old is she?
7.
And she loves llamas, huh?
Yeah.
You're a good brother.
Dude, you're a great brother.
Are you gonna
I
buy?
never would have done that.
Yeah, right? Are you going to buy anything for yourself?
Nah.
What
Wow.
about for mom?
Yes.
We're going to go to Little Ollie.
Is
Oh, Little Italy.
Our little wing, our wing night local.
Oh, Little Oli? Not
Yeah.
Little Italy. Little Oli.
You heard Little Italy too, right?
No, Little Oli is a town not too far from Boyerstown, and they have a good wing place
They
out
have a
there?
great wing night.
All right,
So
yeah.
He goes. He's the kid with the mullet that comes and plays the ring toss game there. So.
Tell me, so I got to tell you, Chedda, you're on the money here. We're looking at a piece of, I guess it's Wikipedia. How much is it? Called up, and it says your average llama between $300 and $5,000.
That's within your price range. Yeah, you could get that for your sister.
Get a slightly busted one for $300, and then go get the wings.
Hey, did you know that llamas will spit on you? Do you know that they do that?
No.
Yeah, for real.
No, they're not going to spit on him.
So you can train it to spit on the people that make fun of your mullet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. Has anyone given you any garbage for the mullet? Or you said they all think it's cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. But some people?
Yeah. So when we put it out on social media, it's either hit or miss. People either love it, or I think the people that never had one or never could rock one, give them a little bit of a hard
They're
time.
jealous because they don't believe that a child of this age should have as kick-ass a mullet as he has.
Yeah.
My son, when he was about 7 or maybe 8 or 9, he got a mohawk. Loved it. I'm like, all right, dude, you want that? You got it. Is that kind of the same way you feel?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you can rock it, do it.
I love that.
And so, Aaron, if you go to mulletchamp.com, you can vote for Rory, also known as Chedda Wiz. But there's also a charity angle to this, which is really cool. So if you want to talk about what that is.
Sure, yeah, that is the most important part to it, and it sits kind of near and dear with our hearts. We have someone in the military. Who's in the military, Rory?
Grandpa.
So Grandpa is a retired senior master sergeant, and it's great because this charity is for the Jared Allen Foundation. So all of the money goes to homes for wounded warriors.
Oh, that's phenomenal. That is great.
All right, so we're in the third stage of this contest right now.
Yeah.
And then how many more are there before the?
This is it.
This is
From
it.
25, it'll narrow down to the top 3.
And when is the final tab taken?
So the voting starts on the 7th, so on Monday, and it's going to go the entire week. And it's pretty simple. You just log right onto the Mullet website or Rory's link and click vote. You can vote once per every 24-hour period.
Well, we are going to push this.
Yeah.
The charity angle's great, and we're not even embellishing. He's clearly Cheddar's clearly the king of this cluster.
And not only that, I'd want to know somebody who owns a llama. I mean, that's- I've never known anyone who's owned a llama, and I think that'd be a pretty cool thing.
And speaking of the charity, so far he's raised a little over $1,000 for it. So he's done a really nice job.
Thank you.
Good for you, bud. Nice job. You enjoying your summer, by the way? Has summer been good? Have you had fun this summer?
Yeah.
Awesome. What have you been doing?
Twirling your hair.
Yeah. A lot of that. A lot of baseball, swimming, camp.
Oh, very active. Okay.
Hey, Rory, how many cows do you guys have right now?
6.
6? And do you have a new one that was just born, a little baby calf?
Yep.
And what's that baby calf's name? Do you remember?
Barbara.
Barbara.
So you live on a farm, obviously,
We
right?
do. So the llamas-
This isn't a condo.
The llama situation is like real.
It seems real
is,
now.
Yeah, actually, his sister has been saving her money for quite a few years. I mean, I think she's up to like $62. So that was when Rory was like, I can win you money, Emma. I'm going to buy you this alpaca.
Oh,
this llama.
I thought this was just like a little kid thing. This is legit.
I'm pretty sure that's the reason he wanted to do it, was to win his sister this.
Oh my
Let me tell you something. You are more with it than we are. We didn't even realize that this is an actual functioning and this makes sense. This isn't the wide-eyed kid thinks he's going to get a llama. No, you're on a farm. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, if we have any llama farmers listening right now, why don't you just give them a llama?
Yeah.
Nah, we want him to win too.
we want to win. Yeah, that too.
So we're going to help do that. We got to, and we're calling upon all of the mullet aficionados out there and anyone else to support Cheddar here.
I mean, he's definitely the cutest one too, for sure. In this, I mean, they all look great, but his little face is the best.
He's smiling.
So after the mullet, are you familiar with have you ever seen a rat's tail, Rory? Which is a very thin kind of string that comes out of the back. Have you ever seen those?
No.
Okay, I think a mullet's more impressive. You'll agree? Yeah. Okay.
We talked that if he does cut it off, we're just going to leave a little bit of a rat's tail.
Okay.
With like a bead, maybe.
A bead. All right.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's bring this home. Mulletchamp.com, but the voting doesn't start till the 7th, so we'll remind you about that. Nick, make sure you remind me.
For sure.
We'll absolutely hit that. So, well, congratulations on your success so far, Rory. You're doing great. You moved on to the 3rd round, and we're going to help you out. Okay, buddy?
Okay.
All right. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aaron, thanks for being here. Thanks for bringing Chedda Wiz by, and we'll put the word out. Appreciate
Happy
it.
to. Thank you.
All right, let's hear it for Rory. And Aaron Ehrlich going for the mullet championship.
So cool.
I love it. All right.
Kind of short.
We both hit the button at the same time. And it happens. It makes this thing happen. So we got a little bit of time.
Yeah, we do.
Are you a stream of consciousness?
No, I'm not a stream of consciousness.
Are you just regularly
Stop
you?
it. I'm just me talking about. I'm just a boy standing in front of a girl.
Oh, yeah?
You want to kiss me?
I want to kiss you.
I want to kiss you.
No, I saw this story I thought was kind of interesting, and it does have to do with the summertime. And one of the things you expect to see and hear in the summertime is the ice cream truck when it comes through town. And there was a story over the weekend about a South Jersey neighborhood where Mr. Softy has been banned.
See, Mr. Softy was my favorite growing up. I loved the soft ice cream.
I wasn't lucky enough to have a Mr. Softy in my life because I would have loved that too. I preferred the soft ice cream too, Steve. But no, Kathy, it's because the music coming out of the loudspeaker. This is in, I want to say this is in Blackwood. Yeah.
Don't they, I mean, most ordinances in most towns cover the volume of things like that?
I don't know.
Also,
right?
it's not that loud, and if it's because parents are worried, just do what my parents did and turn on the radio inside the house, pull the blinds down, and start singing and dancing around the house so that the kids don't know the ice cream truck is coming.
Or just tell them to turn the music off. Like
Kathy was raised like Bird Box.
Yeah.
Wait, I remember, and I specifically remember one time my mom and her best friend, my aunt, we were all at the house, and between them there was, there were me, my 2 brothers, she had a bunch of kids, and they ran around the house, and I was at the age where I started to realize what was happening, and they were closing the blinds and literally dancing and singing to the music because they didn't. Was it really that big of a deal to give us ice cream? I don't know.
That's crazy.
It was banned from my neighborhood growing up. We were
no ice cream trucks?
No ice cream trucks. No Jack and Jill, no Mr. Softy.
Dude, we used to...
One time it came down and a neighbor from a street away came over yelling.
Why?
Because... I don't know why.
They didn't like the noise, they didn't like the music, or they just didn't want ice cream in our neighborhood?
I guess they just didn't want to have to pony up $1 every time.
In our neighborhood, she would have been murdered.
That's not cool.
We had good humor. We had Mr. Softy. We had Bungalow Bar, which the truck looked like a little bungalow.
We had the snow cone people come
Snow
through.
cone
Do you remember
people.
snow cones?
I do remember snow cone
Loved
people,
them.
yeah.
I mean, we've talked about this in the past where in Philadelphia, they used to have trucks that had rides on the back of them that would just drive down the street.
There was one
And they had the whip?
It was basically just kind of like a little merry-go-round on the back of a truck. Yeah, and then we all sorts of weird. Not to go off on a tangent, but we had a guy who used to ride around in a truck and sharpen your knives.
Yes.
And sharpen your lawnmower blades.
I wish they had that now. I would do it. My knives need to be sharpened.
My mom laughs about this truck that used to drive around the neighborhood
and make love to all the housewives.
All the housewives. I don't know. They had great stamina. No,
Mr. Hardy.
Dude, no, it was like a pesticide truck. Like they would come down and spray like mosquito spray, and the kids would run behind it.
Yeah,
breathing that stuff in,
like the Zika virus.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's got a big thing, like a cone type thing that comes off the back, and it's really loud. You could hear it coming down the street.
That's got to be a problem, right?
Yes.
To go dance in the insecticide.
I would think so. We had a
Look,
neighbor,
I'm covered in it.
when I lived in South Carolina for a short time. Oh my God! In hindsight, this is horrible. We had this neighbor who would drive us around in his trunk.
Was it Kathy's grandfather?
Why? Right?
Yeah. True story.
Why my parents thought that was okay, I don't know. But I mean, the trunk would be open.
Okay.
And we would pile into the back of
It's
the trunk.
safe.
And
You can breathe.
And drive down the street. I
Oh, my
mean,
God.
just in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Just hold on to the spare. You'll be fine.
It was like a goofy ride. They were also that like, I don't think they had kids. They had a trampoline. There were a lot of negative red flags here about
and a
this
Super
family.
8 camera.
Yeah.
So of the cluster of the ice cream trucks, so you didn't have Mr. Softy. Was your snow cone guy the favorite?
No, I think just the regular novelty guy that you could get the bomb pops and strawberry shortcake and ice cream sandwiches from.
Preston, Mr. Softy would make chocolate shakes.
Yeah,
could do that. It was awesome.
It was the same tune for every ice cream truck, right? Like they played the same jingle for everything.
No, definitely not. You had some of the popular ones were Turkey in the Straw.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was now Mr. Softy has a specific song that they play.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Rape Me.
That's it.
That's Mr. Softy.
Okay.
All right.
Is it a riff on? It's not. That's not a riff on Pop Goes the Weasel, right?
No, I don't
know. Now, how does Turkey in the Straw go?
The Mr. Softy jingle was known as the Mr. Softy jingle.
Oh.
It's its own thing.
What if that were coming out of the loudspeaker?
I'm going to die.
But why ban it altogether? Why not just say, hey, listen, you can't play the music or you can't...
at this certain time.
Honestly,
after 8 o'clock,
I agree.
don't do
Good
it.
Humor and Bungalow Bar just had bells on the side. Ding, 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 ding.
I mean,
that's all it was.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a bell.
Ding, ding. That's all you get. Yeah.
If ultimately you just don't want to have to buy your kids ice cream every single time they come through, then you know what? You just tell them that they're not getting any ice cream.
Same thing as going into the grocery store.
Or
they have it there too.
Anytime you drive past a Rita's or a Dairy Queen or something,
just tell
like
them.
that.
It's a massive flashback, but up on the screen here in the studio is the Bungalow Bar truck, which we used to love.
That's really cool.
And it had a small door in the back where the guy would reach in and get all the stuff, but it looked like a little bungalow.
You know what, Steve? They banned the rye bread truck in my neighborhood.
Oh,
You believe
no.
that?
Damn it. Well, now they don't take to the beer.
Rye
bread. On a hot day, who don't like a piece of rye bread?
Jennifer McGlinchey, who lives in Blackwood, said, I really couldn't imagine anybody complaining about that
Rye bread.
or it annoying them.
This has lyrics, this song.
Sing it, Nick. Hold on. Let's start from the beginning.
Okay, here we
and
go.
Nick will sing this for us.
Can I guess?
Sure.
All right, play it and I'll guess, and then you give me the real lyrics.
Okay.
Hot-blooded, check it and see. I've got a fever of 103.
Does that match up?
It's very close.
Okay. All right.
From the beginning, here we go.
The creamiest, dreamiest, soft ice cream you get from Mr. Softy. For a refreshing delight supreme, look for Mr. Softy. I don't think I did it at the right pace.
I think you did just fine.
I think something skipped in
All right.
there.
Do you know there was a
tried. No, I think
movie,
there's a
by the
bad
way,
edit.
a movie where Mr. Softy was basically they took the character and made him like a superhero?
Oh, really?
His head was a cone with ice cream, the whole thing.
Mike on the phones has a Mr. Softy joke. Have we
Probably
vetted,
have
have
heard.
we vetted
I've-
this joke?
I think I know the joke.
Oh, it's the
Is it all right?
Yeah, it's why. Well, go
No,
ahead.
hi,
Go to
let's
Mike.
see. Okay.
Good morning,
Hi.
Ed.
Hey, Mike. Good
morning,
morning.
Ed.
To see you. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, how come the Dairy Queen can't have any babies?
She married Mr. Softy.
That's right.
There was a candy bar joke. It was a lengthy one that my sister used to tell, and I don't remember how it was. It was all candy bars. It was like Mr. Goodbar and Miss Hershey went behind the powerhouse.
Right.
Blah 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 blah, and something or other, and then they ended up with
In
a
the
baby
poop
Ruth.
chute.
Yeah.
And then he did her in the butt.
And then it was payday.
Something like that.
In the Hershey
but
Highway.
Payday, you got the payday.
Yeah.
And then
Turns out she was a hooker.
9 months later, they had a baby Ruth. If anybody knows that.
One payday,
no.
Mr. Peanut wanted a bit of honey. So he took Mary Jane behind the powerhouse on the corner of Clark and Fifth Avenue. He began to feel her mounds, and that was pure almond joy. It made his Tootsie Roll. He let out some Snickers as his Butterfinger went up her juicy fruit and caused a Milky Way.
You can't argue with that. That's writing.
There's more.
She
Shot a Twizzler.
She screamed, "Oh, Henry," as she squeezed his Peter, Paul, and Zag nuts. Mary Jane said, "You're even better than the Three Musketeers." Soon she was a bit chunky, and 9 months later had a baby. There we go.
That's actually great.
That's pretty good.
They should make that a movie.
Do you remember the Powerhouse bars?
I do.
They were, I think I recall
didn't like 'em.
liking those, but I don't remember what was in them. If you wouldn't mind looking up, Nick, what was in a Powerhouse, I'll take a call while you're looking that up. I'll go to Fred. Hey, Fred, good morning.
Hey, guys, man, I miss Philly. I'm in Virginia.
Oh, come back sometime, buddy. What's up?
We want you back here.
I'm going to be. I'll definitely be back in Cherry Hill.
Right.
I grew up down at Jersey Shore.
Yep.
So all we had was a custard stand in Cape May Courthouse.
Okay.
And when I came up here the first time, I was 17, and the Mr. Softy truck went past, and my aunt, I'm looking and I'm like, what's up with that? And my cousin looks at me and he goes, "Guy, what's wrong with you? You can got ice cream." I was like, "What?"
Never seen anything like that in Virginia, had you?
Oh, no.
Or you were Cape May. Yeah. Okay.
But I turned around, I went over, and I had part-time jobs and all, so I got my cousins all ice cream, and I was like, whoa. So then I moved into the neighborhood area when I moved up here, and I had my first Siberian Husky.
What did that taste like?
How did it taste? You get that medium
Yeah, you
rare?
put it in a big bun. Oh, they put up a hell of a fight.
He was frosty. No, he was my start of them. I'm at my fifth one right now in Virginia.
Okay.
And he turned around, and I went out, and my wife then wanted a cone. I got one, and I said, "You know what? Can I have it in a cup?" I got that. His name was Timber. I got him that ice cream, and every time that damn truck came through the neighborhood, that dog went bonkers in the house. To go outside,
ice cream
and it got to be that the Mr. Salty fellas would actually give me ice cream for him, even if I didn't want a cone.
So a lot of places will do what they call pup cups.
Yeah.
You know, you can't give them chocolate, but you can give them vanilla ice cream, and that's fine. Yeah, I love when they do that.
That's great. Thank you, Fred. Appreciate it,
You're
bud.
welcome. Hey, guys, take care. I listen to you streaming all the time.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Fred. Appreciate it, buddy. Take care. Yeah. Well, now the one that if at the shore that we're always and Casey's son worked with for a while is Big Top Surfing Sundays. They actually came out to our food trucks and fireworks event.
Right.
And Steve, not just milkshakes, but I mean full on sundaes and it's just ice
good.
cream trucks have come a long way.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, we on very rare occasions in my neighborhood in Harleysville, we're lucky if maybe twice a year one will come through. And if the whole family's around, we'll still run out there and
That's
go get
wild.
some, sit in the shade and have a little ice cream together.
So I guess how often we get them like once or twice a week. They come through.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But at the shore, it's like 5 times a day.
Yeah, no
It's
doubt.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you call, right, and they'll come
Yeah,
to they'll come to your street, and then everybody in your street comes out.
So this story, somebody complained about the music in Blackwood. A Facebook user posted, "Now our Mr. Softy has disappeared and has been told not to come back around to our area.
Never come back.
Because of one neighbor calling to complain about the music."
That's bull crap.
So Jennifer Lee from Fox 29 went to the Mr. Softy headquarters, where Mike Conaway's family are third-generation owners. Conaway said complaints about the music are a continuous issue that they deal with from time to time. He said if it's too late, if it's past like 10 o'clock at night, we're like, okay, that's way too late. But sometimes it can be 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Somebody saying you're waking up my sleeping baby.
Oh, come on.
But what about the other kids in the neighborhood that are running around and want some ice cream? He tells the owner-operators it's hard to please everyone when running a business, but use your best judgment.
Just get the bells.
He said we need to play music to get the people out. When you're stopped, we want them to turn the music down regardless of the time of day. That's the thing, too, is if you pull up and you stop, you should probably bring the volume way
I have
down.
the solution. Ice cream! We got ice cream! And then people come out.
Yeah, maybe that'll be it. Hang on, let me go to Mike. Yo, Mike.
Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Listen, what's up with you? I'm a little local Delco guy.
Yeah.
I was big in collectible toys and memorabilia back in the 90s. I helped launch a huge toy company called Funko.
Yeah, we know Funko.
Yeah. So I got goosed on that one. Long story, another time. I did.
Did you ever eat a Siberian Husky?
Well, they did not do a Siberian Husky bobbing head or a Funko Pop, but I'll try and reach
All right,
out.
see if you can do that.
And a mullet kid too.
Okay.
So back in the day, I was able to get myself into a little licensing deal. I really just approached companies that had dormant advertising characters so we could do Funko Pops, and then I could roll it into other potential deals. And I got a hold of the two Conway cousins. Their fathers had founded Mr. Softy.
Okay.
And I was doing some licensing, and I set up a website, selling merchandise. It was a great deal. But, Preston and Steve, Steve and Barry, I don't know if you remember them. They were a big licensed shirt outlet. They'd go in these malls. They had these huge shirts. The stores, the stuff was real cheap. They were a con. They were some kind of a pyramid scheme.
Oh.
And they wanted to license Mr. Softy. And then they, without ever paying, they started doing stuff. And they did all the sleazy stuff and went down in a big ball of flames. But they lost me my Mr. Softy gig because they beat the company and they beat me. But back to the song, the Mr. Softy song, it actually is a theme song with lyrics.
Yeah, Nick was just talking the lyrics to us.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
On the phone. So it's like, the taste so sweet. His name is Mr. Saw. And so nobody really knew that. But the funny thing is, back in the 80s, if you remember, Double Dutch Butts.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Was an early rap song hit, and he was a Philly guy. His management approached me back when I was doing the licensing and wanted to do a Mr. Softy rap and have the music in the background, but there was some double entendres and such, as you can expect.
Right.
And the brothers were not with that idea. But they would get paid, I believe, or at least get permission a lot of times with TV shows and things that show a truck or a little snippet of the music. But because they were such a little family company with 4 or 5 employees, they just didn't stay on top of stuff. So things appeared in shows and movies.
So they lost all that revenue from the imagery and the rights to the Mr. Softy character. People just steamrolled them.
They just didn't stay on top of it.
Interesting.
And so it was everything about it was interesting because in the peak, their company had like 2,000 trucks. But when I was working with them, it was down to like 600. It's probably less now because ice cream treats are everywhere now. They were a novelty when their father started it in the 50s.
Sure.
It was a real novelty. But it was so funny because what I was doing, things would come across my desk, if you will, about porns with the name and
Mr. Porn.
Sure. Yeah. Well, Mr.
Porn. Yeah.
I can see that.
Kids, the porn truck's coming.
Okay.
And people think it's a New York company because that was their biggest market. Most times, Philly was.
I need you to stop talking.
Yeah, this.
All right, Mike, I appreciate it. We don't need the full history of Mr. Softy.
Got you guys.
But we do
first
appreciate.
trademark signed in the United States.
He's still going.
We do appreciate the call. All right.
Delco actor with a movie coming out. I'll be back in touch.
All right, see you later, man.
I need
Bye
you to stop talking.
He's gonna
What's the
call
movie
back.
about?
By the way, wait a minute. The guy who did the Double Dutch Bus is from Philly?
I don't know.
I didn't know
got
that.
so lost in that diatribe.
I know. This guy? We need to talk to him if that's true, because I want to find out what the hell all this means.
So how is he? Does he know that?
Maybe he doesn't know that we can still get him on. I do not know. Hang on a second. Let me go to Bruce here. Hi, Bruce. You're on the air, buddy.
Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, dude. What's up?
I need you to stop talking.
All right. What do you want to say, man?
Hey, did you guys know there is a Mr. Softy tracker app?
Whoa, that's cool.
Perfect.
It's like
I just recently used it. I was at the house with my wife and my daughter, and my daughter wanted ice cream. We heard the ice cream truck, but it never comes up our block. It's just a pain to get all the way around and go up the block where he'll make money.
Yeah, here,
So
you
we
know
looked
what?
for an app, and we found it, and then we tracked him down, and it was all the way over in Collingdale. So we went and chased him down and got ice cream.
So let me ask you, because Casey and Preston talk about that you can actually, on the app down at the shore, you can actually change the course of where the truck is going, and they'll come to you.
Yeah.
Is that option?
You can do that?
Is that option available with the Mr. Softy app?
I don't know. I haven't explored it that much. I just wanted to get ice cream one day.
All right, go dig around in that. Chris.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, bud.
Will, thanks.
All right, see ya.
Open that app right now.
Yo, ever heard of Jerkmate?
Oh, man, that's a different one. They'll deliver that as well, though.
Yeah, if you want it. Yeah, that's the porn. The porn guy.
Hey, kids, the porn truck's coming.
Wow. And then the guy, the screaming guys.
Porn truck. Who wants a nice cold fist and pop?
Fist and pop. Oh my God. When I was a kid, though, from the ice cream truck, like the one that I would go after, and I would never get it now because I'm not a popsicle guy anymore. But the bomb pops. That's when I was in like kindergarten, first, second grade. We would get those things. They seemed gigantic at the time.
Do you know what my heart always went out
red, white, and blue ones
to the guy who would be working at the Mr. Softy thing because it had that window that opened up. But the actual ice cream machines, the soft ice cream machines, kicked out heat.
Yeah, sure.
So it was like, dude.
By the way, Conway, the guy who owns us, said that the drivers work pretty long hours. They work between 8 and 10 hours a day. And for driving around like that, that's a pretty long shift.
And you're driving, what, 5 miles an hour?
Yeah. So
it's funny when you occasionally do see a Mr. Softy out on the highway.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't go that fast.
Yeah. And by the way, if you are going to get a bomb pop, get the bomb pop. Don't do what I did and get the burn perp because they don't taste as good.
What's the burn perp? The knockoff bomb
the
pop?
The knockoff bomb pop.
Really? Yeah, I'm sure they don't. They did make ones that were chocolate, that were actual ice cream. They were chocolate ice cream, chocolate coated. As well, and sometimes they had like little
chips?
Crispies in it, or Stephen, I think some of them were malted.
Oh,
yes.
All right, let me ask you guys this question. It is not ice cream, but it is a frozen treat.
Okay.
What am I?
What are your thoughts on chocolate-covered frozen bananas?
There's a great place in Amsterdam.
I think if you're going to go that far, you may as well get ice cream.
Yeah.
I think that it's a healthier alternative. But I would never really get the chocolate covered bananas. If I'm doing something that's cold and has chocolate, doing ice cream.
Yeah,
you know.
I agree.
I also want a cuck there too.
Just to watch.
Here's a banana, Hulk. I made it nice and cold for you. I know how you like it that way.
But that's where I live with chocolate covered bananas.
God, now I want to have all this stuff now.
Yeah.
I want to have the
well. If you're in Blackwood, you ain't having Mr. Softy, dude.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah,
it's also you're depriving kids of what I think is a rite of passage.
I would think there's got to be some middle ground.
The porn truck.
Well, the porn truck, or maybe keeping the music off if the music is the issue.
Just the bells, just the ringing
Something
bells.
like that.
That'd be more than adequate.
Or lean on the horn as you're driving through the neighborhood.
Right.
Just lean on it.
Yeah.
They'll hear you. They'll wonder what's going on. They'll come out.
Who wouldn't love that?
You could do that too. All right. Let's take a break, but let's give away some pizza while we're taking a break. I do have $50 gift cards to Pizza Hut. And let's take call number 16, 215-263 WMMR. You can try new Pizza Hut melts, including the cheesesteak melt, available for a limited time at all Pizza Hut locations. No one out-pizzas the Hut, the official pizza of turtles everywhere. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mutant Mayhem is in theaters now. Call number 16. Sure, it's going to take a break. Come back into the Bizarre File. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
It's an MMR.
In my household, if I were to do that, that would be the end of the relationship. So I would, Casey, not wake her, though. Right. I would take an educated guess and try and bring something home.
Yes, of course.
I did not do that, and I made a mistake.
Wow.
The educated guess with the purchase will buy you the insurance
At least
you
you
need.
tried.
Yeah, you tried, yeah.
You didn't even try. Sorry, Marissa.
No, I'm going to throw out this option. Just buy multiple very small ones, even if it's just two. Say I tried to take a guess, and then if one of those happens to be your favorite flavor, Casey, then you win in the end because you get to enjoy it as well.
And also the gesture.
My story is much more selfish. The Big Top Surfing Sundays came by our house.
Oh yeah.
And Rochelle was taking a nap, and I'm like, I'll just zip out and get a thing, and she'll be asleep, and
She'll never know.
She'll never know. And by the way, ice cream, I don't think keeps as well
Right. I
in a
was just gonna
freezer
say,
as
yes.
as water ice might. So then maybe
Water
that's
ice
a little
definitely does
caveat.
not keep as well in the freezer. Not my
Well,
freezer.
you're right. If it
gets-
stays in there too long, it's
Yeah.
I don't like that frozen solid. Yeah,
It
I'm
becomes
not down
like
with
an
that.
ice cube.
Yes.
But in my mind, I was like, she'll never know. She'll never know. And then she knew. And then
And what happened?
She gave me the hard time. She's like, you went without me?
My freaking daughter dined me out, man. I was like,
Oh, dude.
yeah.
I do feel like though, like
The bond of trust has been broken.
Right? And I paid
I'm watching you.
Yeah.
because you know why? Because she probably understood. No, she understood because, and I hate to be like that person, but like a lot of guys are the same when it comes to things like this. Like it's just common sense. Like, why would you have not picked your wife up something? Even if it went in the freezer, even if it became a block of ice, she would have been like, oh, okay, well, he helped me out. It's not great, and I'll go get my own tomorrow or something like that. But like,
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And my house is filled with people. And, you know, I probably should ask my mom if she wanted something, and I didn't. You know,
Why don't you just tell me?
Me and Avery just snuck out. And
oh my God.
I did ask my older daughter. Casey said no, she didn't want anything.
She was like,
She's
no,
the
I'll
one
just
who
tell
dined you
mom.
out.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, every now and then it's okay to do something for just you.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
I'm gonna back you on this because I was thinking the same thing, man. If I got Rochelle, then I got to ask the kids, and then it's a whole big thing.
I don't
and
have that.
then I got to wait for these guys to all get their shoes on and come outside and get it. And by the time we get out there, it's gonna be a huge line.
Yes.
I could just zip in and zip right back out and get my little cone and eat it, and I'm a happy man.
May I suggest something though?
You probably shouldn't have had kids.
Right. the kids you can take off the list, but not the wife. You know what I'm saying?
No, you cannot take your kids off. Like, if
Absolutely.
you are going out to
You're
get
trying
ice
to
cream,
teach them
a thing that a child would
don't
love.
eat that food. Eat vegetables.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go get ice cream, but you're gonna stay home, and I'm not gonna get any for you.
Well,
Exactly.
I got the double middle finger last night, okay?
That's pretty harsh.
You deserve
Well,
it.
I mean, you know, she's
Jokingly.
jokingly, but you know, still there was intent, and so what I'm saying is,
Were your lips discolored from the Rita's water ice?
no,
That's how you got busted?
What are you talking about?
dude, I went,
Why are your lips blue?
I went with like flesh colored. I was like,
You got
she'll
lemon?
never know. I got lemon.
Do you have any flesh-colored ices?
By the way, my new favorite flavor is they have a Florida orange. They didn't have Florida orange last night, but they did have an orange cream. So I went lemon on top, orange cream on the bottom.
You thought about that? You thought about your mouth being discolored?
No, it's just my favorite flavor. The lemon is
That would be the best. So he's got these big, bright purple lips.
What are you talking about? No, I'm just really cold.
No, I just miss Prince.
Listen, if you're going to give me the double middle finger, then you have to make sure that you every time you get something somewhere, you either text me or surprise me with something,
here's
and
what I
that
did.
is never the case.
So I could have gotten the sundae that she likes, but I got the ribbon soft chocolate and vanilla ice cream, and I also you do things to buy yourself a little insurance.
Yeah.
I got her a quart of it so that she could.
I failed.
Yeah.
I failed. I definitely failed. Okay, I failed. What's your flavor? What's your favorite flavor? I don't know what your favorite flavor is.
Did she ever tell you?
No, let's see if she.
You need to know now for
Well,
your.
this is actively happening right now.
Yeah, it's
okay, he's
all right.
checking his text messages.
Yeah,
Hang on a
it
second.
does. It does not indicate. Now, what would I?
Do you guys all know Do you know your roster of favorite menu items for your significant other?
I mean, give me a store and I'll tell you.
When it comes to
I know
desserts,
something that I could get that she'd like.
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
know,
Yeah,
maybe not her favorite, but yeah.
Right.
Like
what were you
if,
gonna say?
no, just when it comes to desserts, I know my business. You know,
Okay, yeah, likewise.
that's important. And if I were to swing by an ice cream store and not get her something or a Rita's or whatever, I would know what to get. Yeah, I like if I'm ordering takeout, it's more of a guessing game.
I'm actually my ability to call an audible is quite sensational.
On desserts,
And
or-
now, mind you, I'm not dealing with kids. I'm dealing with one person I can focus
Right,
in on.
yeah.
So with everything, however, we'll do this thing, and I'll be going out to to get milk from the Wawa. So you want anything, and she'll look at me and she'll do this thing we do. She'll go, why don't you surprise me?
Oh,
And I always nail it.
Steve, I could get you dessert.
Yes, you know.
You know what I mean? Like, if Steve was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take dessert," like I would know what to get him.
Right.
Chocolate chip cookie.
Chocolate chip cookies, brownies, dark
Chocolate
dark
ice cream.
chocolate.
Yes,
No
there you go.
whipped cream.
No whipped cream.
You can give me anything. I'll eat it.
Yeah, you're more of because You like to try stuff.
I like the sample.
But your favorite recent is the
pistachios is my favorite.
That's now at the
flavor of
top
ice
of the
cream.
list.
In fact, I bought some pistachio gelati.
Yeah.
Gelato, I guess I should say.
Dessert-wise, you know what's become a little bit overrated is that chocolate lava cake.
Oh, but it's so
Has
good.
become
Why is it overrated?
I was just talking to my wife. I said, is there any situation in which chocolate lava cake is not applicable?
You seen the movie Chef?
Yeah.
When he wigs out on the chocolate lava cake.
What is it? What's he say? Because it's in the middle.
It's a chocolate ganache.
It's
frozen.
Yeah.
It's frozen, and you cook it, and that's how it becomes molten in the middle. He's just this critic doesn't understand how it's made, and he's just wigging out, and he's like, "It's more to it than you think." But yeah, chocolate lava.
A lot of places won't let you do take out chocolate
lava cake
because it's not going to port well.
Yeah. Right. I can't turn away a bread pudding if I'm out to dinner and that is on the dessert menu. I have to.
So even the Desmond has, it's won Philly's best for their bread pudding, and it is sensational. I know a little bit of the secret of their bread pudding.
Oh,
hot dog rolls.
Hot dog rolls. You know what else? Those Hawaiian rolls.
Yes,
King's Hawaiian. Those ones are really good.
Yep.
And the best dessert I've had in the last couple of years is actually they have
any dessert you don't have to get for your wife.
That one.
All right, I have an actual Kardashian roundup.
Oh, all right.
I've got like 3 Kardashian stories here. So.
Think of it as one group flush.
Okay, Kardashian roundup. Here we go.
All right, we're going to round them up for you.
I'm Robert Mitchum, and this is Kardashian Roundup.
Kim shared an amazing throwback video featuring her, Khloe, and Kourtney auditioning for Star Search.
Oh, it was amazing.
Did you see it?
I did.
I've not seen it.
Okay, for what, spokesmodel?
They lip-synced Tiffany's I Think We're Alone Now while wearing matching metallic outfits chosen by Kris Jenner.
Not much has changed because they're still pretending to have talent.
And they were little kids when they did this.
Okay.
She wrote on Instagram, our Star Search audition. Clearly, we didn't get 4 stars, but Kris Jenner did for our outfits. The family matriarch commented on the post and wrote, "Those were the days when I got to dress you guys. I knew I should have been a stylist."
I thought, seeing this video that we're watching, I thought that was Ed McMahon, but it was Khloe.
Yes. Speaking of Khloe, she celebrated hitting a social media milestone yesterday, or on Wednesday. She added a photo of herself topless.
What?
In honor of her 178 million Instagram followers.
Okay.
Is that a milestone, 178 million?
No, it's just a reason to drop your top.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right? That was just the excuse for the photo.
It's kind of an arbitrary number, isn't it?
It's not topless.
Yeah, in the photo, her hair is covering her
It is
boobs.
topless.
She's not wearing a top, but her top is covered.
Yeah.
I think is what Casey
She is sans top.
With
She is
fake
topless,
hair.
but
And
her
it's-
boobs aren't out.
It's covered with fake hair.
Man, I'm looking at these pictures. They just don't look real.
It's so
just don't look real.
And I do not find this cosmetic surgery look in any way attractive.
Yeah.
I think there are a group of people that do, though.
They do, yes.
And I think it's people who all get plastic surgery and I guess understand it or understand why she wants to get it.
Yeah, body dysmorphia group.
Whatever that commercial is, Steve, that we see on TV with her in it, like she looks like she can't even really move.
Eating popcorn.
What?
I'm here with my daughter eating popcorn.
You're here with your daughter eating popcorn.
Yeah. And like it just looks so awkward. Like she's like hugging and playing with her daughter, but it's like her face.
Don't touch the face!
Yeah, her face doesn't move.
Don't touch the face!
It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Wait, excuse me, Chloe. You got a little schmutz here on
Don't touch! Don't touch! Let it fall off. Let it dry up and fall off.
Don't touch. Don't touch it. Might cave in.
Don't touch! Don't touch! Close the windows.
Close the window.
Mommy, you got a little something on your lip.
No! No! What did I tell you? Don't touch mommy's face. Don't touch mommy's face. Don't touch mommy's face.
In the photo, Chloe is.
Don't even look at mommy's face. I don't know, the eye beams or something. I don't know.
Eye beams?
I don't know, maybe there's radiation. I don't know. I'm not willing to take the risk.
I want to
remind you that our Love You Help You line is available for your convenience should you be looking to, if you're looking to get a little boost to a business. It's something we've still, we're continuing, even though things have gotten a little bit more back to normal. But they're going back as well, you know.
There's a big conundrum out there, and if I can take this opportunity, Preston, just to give you an idea of what we're looking for, what people are looking for. Our friend JP, who used to own the Ugly Moose in Manioc, now owns a place called the Bagataway Tavern in Conshohocken. Listen to what he's looking for. He needs a GM, kitchen manager, servers, bartenders, barbacks, experienced chefs. He's a great guy, great boss, and all those positions are available, and he needs help. He's finding it hard, to keep things running.
Right.
And that's the issue. So if you're looking for work, time has never been better. He actually says you can call him on his phone, his actual phone, which is 484-988-0942. The great place in Conshohocken. But again, if you have a business and you're looking for assistance, anything to help you get up and running. As you said, President, it's eased up a little bit, and hopefully we keep going in a good direction.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, it's wanted signs all over the place.
Wait, did he buy that from the owners, or was he always the owner?
He was always a co-owner, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he's always been associated with that. The Ugly Moose sadly no longer exists.
Yeah, that was a great place.
It was great.
I loved it there.
It was a cool place.
Yeah.
Let's try and forget about the moose for a moment.
Forget about the moose.
We need...
Why don't you forget the moose?
Ugly Moose! Ugly Moose!
I really enjoy the intro to the moose clip.
All the mooses are waiting for you.
Which button was that?
It was pink, then green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you forget the moose?
That's
for a moment. Why don't you forget the moose? For a moment.
We need that needs to be a set clip.
That's great.
Yep, we'll have to do that.
Man, this is one of the best shows we've ever had.
And a moose charged a runner.
Again!
Did you not?
Why don't you forget the moose for a moment?
A moose charged a runner and left him with a hoof print shaped cut on the back of his head.
Oh, that's awful.
Colorado officials
That's just
said.
something to remember me by.
Yeah. The New Mexico man was running on a trail with his two dogs Wednesday when they encountered a moose.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Monster Mania Con. You can see the biggest names in horror this weekend at Monster Mania Con 55 at the Doubletree in Cherry Hill. Excuse me. Tickets are available online at monstermania.net. We're going to start with a story, a local story. Steve sent this to me. It's out of the Enquirer. It's a bit lengthy, but stick with me on this. A woman named Christine had braced for the slight cramping that her doctor at Mainline Fertility said to expect during a routine procedure to check her fallopian tubes for blockage, but almost immediately she started to feel searing pain. This was injected into her uterine cavity. And they had she and her husband had come to the practice while they were trying to conceive. She said, I kept saying, something's off, something's wrong. Is it supposed to burn? She recalled that the doctor said, no, it's just saline. But she started feeling more and more pain. And soon after Bloom finished the procedure and left the room, red welts started forming on Christine's inner thighs and legs. Only then did the ultrasound technician check the solution bottle and realize the horrific error. It wasn't saline. It was, and I'm going to mispronounce this probably, trichloroacetic acid. Jesus. At 85% concentration rather than saline. Basically, this is the stuff you use to burn warts off with. Oh, my God. So it's very caustic to your skin.
What they injected into her.
Yeah.
And she kept telling them that it's burnt, and they're like, no, it's the saline. It's okay. It's okay. They didn't realize at first what had happened.
Would later be diagnosed as first and second degree internal and external chemical burns. 7 months later, her reproductive organs are marred with scar tissue resembling leather, she had said. The couple do not know whether they can realize their dream of having a family or not after this. But there was a lawsuit. The couple are seeking answers and monetary damages through a lawsuit filed in March. In the Philadelphia Court of Common Pleas, it alleges the error resulted from negligence, recklessness, and failure to follow best practices. But they have now removed the trichloroacetic acid from all offices and have stopped using it to treat patients. I don't know what they were using it for outside.
Right. Can you? So again, I was reading the article, and they didn't know the protocol what to do.
Did they
it's in the system.
Did they realize while she was still in their office?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then they took her to the hospital right away, but they didn't, what do you do at that point?
Yeah. It doesn't happen, and so they're trying to figure out how to get this taken care of. It's in her body.
Yep. So up until the late 1980s and early 1990s, trichloroacetic acid was primarily used as an herbicide to kill certain grasses and weeds harmful to crops. It's also been utilized to etch the surface of metal and remove tattoos, but diluted to 30%. Hers was 85%. So New Jersey has placed it on the state's special health hazard substance list. There's little research on its carcinogenicity in humans. So
Medical terms are so difficult.
So I don't know what the status is of her, but it's a pretty bizarre story. So I thought I would include that in the B file. A French daredevil known for scaling skyscrapers around the world has died after falling from the 68th floor of a building in Hong Kong. Remy Lucidi, 30 years old. What's that?
Is that Spider-Man?
He's 30 years old. There are a few different people they call Spider-Man, so I'm not sure, Casey. He was at the Tregunter Tower complex in Hong Kong when he fell to his death after reportedly getting trapped outside a penthouse. According to investigators, Lucidi arrived at a building in the evening and told the security guard that he was visiting a friend on the 40th floor. He's believed to have made his way to the top floor, and he got trapped outside and frantically started knocking on a window, startling a maid inside. He then lost his footing and fell. And boom.
So
dead.
I saw tons of footage of this guy doing stuff, and it is crazy. And you look at it, and it makes you queasy what he was doing, and then eventually, you lose.
It's a ticking clock if you're doing something like that regularly. Hong Kong officials claim the building's security guard attempted to cross-examine Lucidi's claim of visiting a friend on the 40th floor, but the stuntman had already caught an elevator by then. Police found his sports camera at the scene, which contained videos of extreme sports. Shortly before his death, he had posted a photograph of the Hong Kong skyline on his Instagram profile. And according to his social media page, he attempted stunts in various parts of the world, such as Bulgaria, Portugal, France, Ukraine, and Dubai. He started climbing skyscrapers in 2016, and since then, the stuntman traveled around the world, attempting different kinds of stunts.
Do you have any level of vertigo?
Oh, vertigo?
Yeah.
Not what I would call vertigo, but I can feel funky.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I don't get dizzy and things like that, but if I were to stand at that height, I would want to get away from it.
If you get a chance, I've mentioned it before, the movie Fall. Is pretty wild, and it's well done. It's two women who are trapped on this broadcast tower that's out in the middle of nowhere, but the script is smart.
Wow. A woman has miraculously survived a crocodile attack that lasted 90 minutes before she was hauled to safety.
90 minutes.
Palm oil plantation worker, Familra de Jesus, I can't speak today. Jesus, thank you, Casey. Was collecting water from a weed-covered stream in Indonesia, unaware that the beast was lurking beneath the foliage. As she approached to scoop up some water, the reptile leaped up and dragged her into the creek. She then bravely fought off the beast and screamed for help with other employees rushing to her aid. And footage shows the hapless woman floating in the pool with only her head visible. She was seen slowly sinking as the reptile tried to pull her away while frantic workers used a pole to prod the waters. Locals said the crocodile had a hold of terrified Falmira for around 90 minutes as it toyed with her.
90 minutes.
Her colleagues were too afraid to venture into the water because they might get attacked. Help arrived at the remote location, and they eventually managed to grab her and haul her out of the swamp. She was rushed to the hospital with severe injuries to her limbs.
Oh, geez, why did I ever do this?
Police said that she's recovering in a hospital, having suffered deep puncture wounds on her right arm, thigh, and lower leg.
That has to be the record for the amount of time held in the jaws of a crocodile.
Local media reported that she was recovering in intensive care. Doctors were monitoring her condition, fearing the severe bites might lead to infections. The Indonesian archipelago is home to 14 types of crocodiles, by the way, with a large population of extremely large and violent estuarine crocodiles that flourish in the region's climate. Estuarine crocodiles, whatever. Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That is insane, and that is why it is in the Bizarre File this morning. All right, we need a winner for the secret text word. Kathy, we put it to you. What number caller, please?
Number 4.
All right, fourth
Good
caller.
number.
You need to know the secret text word, and you need to call now. And if you do, and you give it to us, you win. We have a prize, and we'll get a random texter to win as well. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
Suddenly bolted back toward the man. He stopped and saw the bull moose at about 50 feet. At that point, the dogs ran past him and left the scene. Yeah, they're out, dude.
Yeah.
They're checking out.
You had a story, was it earlier this week or last week, about a woman being, stomped?
Yep, exactly. The man took 2 steps towards the moose to see it better, and that caused it to charge towards the man.
Why don't you forget the moose for a moment?
The moose attacked the runner, giving him minor injuries, and he was taken to the hospital and released the same day. The sheriff said he was very lucky that his only injury is a hoof print-shaped laceration on the back of his head.
You bet your ass.
Moose attacks in Colorado are increasing. They are protective animals and will defend their territory and young. Now, I had a moose question earlier this morning, trivia question for the Super Question, and did not know that they're solitary, so they do not have herds of moose.
That's why a lot of them are writers.
They live a lonely existence. And
Oh, that's sad.
Once their offspring are about 18 months old, the cow, the mom, will shun them, like push them away. Yeah, exactly.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
That's essentially what they do, and then they just kind of roam all alone.
Maybe they're happy, Kath. How do you know?
They are happy.
I guess. I mean, could be happy alone. I don't know. It just seems sad to not have any family or friends.
All right, how about this?
Poor things.
Police.
1 is the loneliest number that you ever moosed.
So we'll go through some stories here for you, starting with Zoe Kravitz and Channing Tatum. They are officially a couple.
Yeah!
Us Weekly has confirmed it. This comes after weeks of rumors. A source exclusively tells us of the actors Channing and Zoe are dating. They connected while working on their upcoming film, Pussy Island.
Pussy Island.
Yes.
Yes. Which is, we have yet to determine what Pussy Island is about.
Nope.
We assume it's an island that looks like a large vagina.
No, it might be cats.
Oh, that's true. Yes, cats, of course. So this is perfect timing because just by happenstance over the weekend, I watched the second Magic Mike movie. And Nick, you said you saw that.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't quite get it, but and I'm not sure what exactly I watched. I felt like I went to the whole movie is basically a male dance review.
You're not sure if it's a movie.
It seems like there's really nothing there.
Yeah.
Other than
no story, it's just the show.
A lot of sitting around talking, and then a lot of pelvic thrusting into women's faces, and big presentations. And I can't say that I hated it.
I went with 2 women, and they loved it. So we all left the theater in a good mood because they were in a great mood. So why not? A little eye candy.
There's stuff, Nick, and you'll agree to this, that Channing Tatum does to these women, like Preston standing on the chair, thrusting, flipping around. You would F someone in half if that's the way you approach sex.
Speaking of Channing Tatum, totally different than the movie. What was it that you just mentioned? Magic Mike 2.
Yes.
My daughter turned me on to a movie that Channing Tatum is in, and it's called The Book of Life. I had never seen it. It's an animated movie, and it's great. And he voices one of the main characters.
He's really talented. He's good.
Guillermo del Toro produced it, and it's really, really well done, but I had never seen it. It's no Pussy Island.
I was so intrigued by Pussy Island. If anyone has any idea what it's about.
It might be cats, man, because you know some of those island nations. Remember when we were on Anguilla or St. Martin? It was overrun with cats.
Yeah.
They're all over the place. So it very well could be that. I don't know.
Yeah, when I was in St. Lucia,
near the Butthole Islands,
they had these little. I mean, at the resort that we were at, they had a bunch of different restaurants. A bunch of different restaurants, and there were definitely cats at the restaurants. Not our maitre d's.
No,
but,
for the longest time. So you're familiar with Dirty Dancing, obviously, the Catskills. If you ever went up to a resort in upstate New York, around the restaurant in the actual place where you were eating, cats were walking because they were there to take care of the mice problem.
Yeah,
and so
I'd rather have cats than mice and rats.
Here's the conceit of Pussy Island. Frida, who is Kravitz, is a young, clever Los Angeles cocktail waitress
who has her eyes set on the prize, philanthropist and tech mogul Slater King, who's Channing Tatum.
Slater King, that sounds like a name.
When she skillfully maneuvers her way into King's inner circle and ultimately an intimate gathering on his private island, she is ready for a journey of a lifetime. Despite the epic setting, beautiful people, ever-flowing champagne, and late-night dance parties, Frida can sense that there's more to this island than meets the eye, something she can't quite put her finger on.
On. Steve.
I can't put my finger in it.
On it.
Oh, on it.
On it.
You still have it wrong.
But it says it's something terrifying.
I'm sure it is.
Those are the last
You remember the first time?
It was a little scary.
Wait a second. I'm up to my wrist.
What am I doing here?
I'm up to my elbow.
A little scary that first time. Succulent.
I handle my succulent.
Yes. That's the main reason I brought this up. I was hoping that
Mandy would join.
All about the succulents.
Not watering enough.
My index fingers around my nipples.
Oh my God. And that wet ass succulent.
Wet ass succulent.
Interesting.
You had me at wet ass.
I know.
On the Hallmark Channel tonight.
Wet
ass succulent. I inherited my grandmother's succulent shop. And here comes Brick Laser, the new man in town.
Brick Laser?
His child died of some disease. I don't know. I never knew the kid. It doesn't matter. And he helps me with my succulents.
With the flashlight thing, an easier way, if you are doing some work and you need to use it and your hands are full and something like that, you can ask Siri to turn it on and off for you if you want to.
No.
You don't
What,
have
the
to.
flashlight?
Yeah.
Show me.
I'll show you.
Stop it.
Yeah. Hey,
Get out of here.
I'm talking to Siri, will you, please? Hey, Siri, turn on the flashlight. Here you go. You ready?
Oh, my.
Did mine go on?
Hey, Siri, turn the flashlight off. Yeah. There you go.
Oh,
It's on.
wow.
So if your hands are full, you can use it, or if it's sitting
Love
in a
it.
position where you need it on or off at certain times, you can just use that hands-free function.
Dude, thank you so
I didn't know
much.
that. I came across some, Siri tricks that you can do online. I was like, well, son of a bitch.
I knew that when I was 12.
A historic milestone has been reached by writer-director Nia DaCosta. She is the first black female director to have a film debut in the #1 spot in the U.S. box office with Candyman.
Nice.
She co-wrote the sequel to the original 1992 horror film with Jordan Peele, casting all black leads and addressing elements of racism throughout the film. The movie is also the second highest grossing 3-day opening for a black female director, right behind Ava DuVernay for A Wrinkle in Time. Candyman is currently in theaters.
I saw a tweet that was really funny about Candyman, and it's true. It's like Candyman he's a reasonable person. Just don't say his name, and he'll stay out of your life.
Yeah,
it's as simple as
you
that.
say it a couple
he's
times.
there.
You got to say it 5 times in front of a mirror. Otherwise, he'll leave you the F alone.
He's just minding his own business.
Just being all Candyman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you say his name, and then now I got.
Well, you wanted me.
But why does that bother him so much?
Well, I don't know.
Well, he's got issues. I mean, he's
he
not
says,
innocent.
keep my name out your mouth. Is what he said.
That's basically it, man.
So, but if I were to say your name 5 times, you wouldn't come and kill me.
No,
Well, it depends
he
on
would
how
give you a
say
kiss
it.
on the forehead.
Yeah.
That's right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say my name 5
Casey
times.
boy, Casey boy, Casey boy, Casey boy, Casey boy, Casey boy.
Jimmy Smith.
Jimmy
Jimmy Smith was in it. That's
Yes.
right. Yeah. It was a weird movie, and that was the only time I remember. That was the first time I had ever heard of Santeria, and of course, right after that, I was terrified of Santeria.
It has some freaky scenes in it, and you remember, you think everything is over. Not to give spoiler alert at the end, but you realize that the wife has now become, to protect the family, has embraced it.
The Believer.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Good call there. All right, we are looking for caller number 4. We need to give something away for the secret text word, and it's Ruth that we are going to go to. Good morning, Ruth.
Good morning. Woo, woo.
Yeah. Ruth is fired up. All right, Ruth, you're one word away from winning. What is our secret text word today?
Squid.
Squid. That is correct. All right, hang on a second, Ruth. Oh, my God. we are going to give you a 4-pack of Adventure Aquarium admission tickets. Do they have any squid at the Adventure
I
Aquarium?
don't know.
I don't know that I've ever seen squid floating around in one of their tanks. Anyway, adventure awaits. It is Shark Summer at Adventure Aquarium featuring Scuba Tooth Fairy and the largest collection of sharks in the Northeast. And for tickets, you can visit adventureaquarium.com. Make today an adventure. And we also want to congratulate our random texter, and that's Amy Smith, who is from Barrington, New Jersey. So congratulations, Amy. You get the 4-pack of tickets to Adventure Aquarium, one of the crowning jewels of our area, in my personal opinion. Love that place. All right, let's give something else away. Lesson question time. We have a 4-pack of tickets for the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair.
Oh, love the Renaissance Fair.
Another fantastic thing to go do.
Yes.
Yeah. And the question we have for you this morning is, the Fudgy Wudgy guy on the beach could face some stiff competition from another vendor selling which singular item? 215-263-WMMR. Let's see if you know the number, or if you have the answer. You know the... Never mind. You know what's going on.
Leave me alone.
I thought I messed up the phone number for a second, and I started fixating on that. But I got it right. 215-263-WMMR. The Fudgy Wudgy guy on the beach could face some stiff competition from another vendor selling which singular item? Called now.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you this morning by Paramount Pictures. Cowabunga, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem is in theaters now. And you can get your hands and shell on the big New Yorker pizza
party.
back for a limited time at participating Pizza Hut locations. What's going on this morning, Steve?
Well, Sharon Stone telling Chris Wallace that Basic Instinct turned her into a movie star literally overnight. Said Stone, quote, "That movie really opened up my vagina." Jeff Bezos and fiancée Lauren Sanchez reportedly lunched with guests Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King aboard his $500 million super yacht recently. Bezos then arranged for an IMAX screening of Oppenheimer on the side of his wallet.
Oh, my God.
Jeffrey Bezos.
And finally, Ariana Grande is giving her boyfriend Ethan Slater 1 month to divorce his estranged wife, Lily J. Grande says if Slater goes any longer, her genitals will once again become publicly traded.
Oh.
And that's your Hollywood.
All righty, let's see if someone does indeed have the answer we're looking for. Fudgy Wudgy guy on the beach could face some stiff competition from another vendor selling which singular item. We will go to Bob, see if we can get that answer. Yo, Bob, morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Awesome. All right, Bob, what is that singular item that the Fudgy Wudgy guy might be facing off against?
Rye bread.
Yeah. Rye bread. Hang on, Bob. You just got yourself some tickets, a 4-pack of them to the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, August 19th through October 29th in Mannheim, Pennsylvania. Get ready to live the excitement and adventure of jousting nights and royal delights. Buy advance tickets at parenfair.com.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
You want to go?
Also brought to you by Paramount Pictures. Cowabunga, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem is in theaters now. You can get your hands and shell on the big New Yorker pizza. Back for a limited time at participating Pizza Hut locations. And thank you to Pizza Hut for dropping off a bunch this morning. It's quite tasty. I know you're holding on till
brownie.
noon.
Yeah, I'm waiting till noon, and then I'm going to have some.
And a giant brownie.
A huge effing brownie.
All right, we're going to start with this. Tommy Lee has posted another nude picture of himself online.
Don't claim it's an accident this time.
No, he didn't. This time it's a photo of his butt. And he's standing in a pool showing off his bare bottom. And he wrote, "Hope y'all are having a dope Bunday or Monday or whatever effing day it is."
Is it? I mean, Kathy, take a look at his ass. See if the picture's over
It's
there.
over here, Kath.
Is that enjoyable, or should that stop?
Yeah, no, there's like not much there. He's
Yeah, okay.
little tiny hiney.
Little tiny.
Almost like an anniversary shot. It was 1 year ago this month that he posted a full frontal selfie that was eventually taken down from Instagram. And because of that image, Tommy was one of the most Google searched artists of 2022. Yep.
You know, he likes wings. He likes to eat wings. Tommy
want wingies when he can.
Yeah.
Get wingy.
Tommy want wingy.
Lincoln Park is featured in the new artist series of the virtual reality fitness app Supernatural. The boxing and cardio workout platform plays hits by the band while the fitness coach leads you through a vigorous workout.
It's a good training thing if you want to take on demons.
Linkin Park recently repackaged the release of their sophomore album, Meteora 20th Century Edition, which originally came out in 2003. To date, the album has sold over 8 million copies in the U.S. and has certified multi-platinum, platinum, and gold in 15 countries.
With all these apps, and we were just talking about a Mr. Softy app and so on and so forth, what percentage of apps that are currently on your phone do you use with any regularity?
Man, probably less than 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top says that the band will never retire. When asked about ever slowing down, the singer and guitarist quoted Keith Richards. He said that the Rolling Stone once told him, "Man, if we're lucky enough to follow the words of Muddy Waters, we'll do it until you die." And Muddy Waters did just that. Gibbons said that they also have some new tracks upcoming. And this summer, they are on the road with Lynyrd Skynyrd on the Sharp Dressed Simple Man tour, which is a great double bill, by the way.
That's terrific, yeah.
And speaking of Skynyrd, on October 13th, they will celebrate the 50 years of Southern rock that they have played with their release of a career-spanning box set titled 50.
50 years.
Yeah, the 4-CD and digital collection will touch on various phases of the band's storied history, including their early Muscle Shoals recordings, as well as 2 previously unreleased live tracks, one of which is a 1976 recording of Freebird, and that's from Atlanta's Fox Theater. And just like the spelling of the band's name, 50 is spelled with a Y instead of an I. So they're kind of playing off that. I go through phases with Lynyrd Skynyrd. There are times when I rediscover that band and just go, man, were they great musicians. And then there are other times I'm like, turn it off. I don't want to hear it right now. You know what I mean?
There was a live version I'd taken off the radio. It was up in New York. It was a concert for NEW, which was MMR basically up in New York. And they did a live version of Freebird. And it was...
You're a sucker for it.
It was sensational.
Yeah.
You want to know something stupid that happens in my head every time I hear the band's name, ZZ Top? So the French way of saying the letter Z is Z.
Yes. Yeah.
And so the name of the band in France is ZZ Top.
Right.
And I can't hear ZZ Top without thinking automatically ZZ Top.
I was over in Europe, a couple of weeks ago, and and then Zed is that the Pulp Fiction?
Well, Zed's dead.
Yeah,
but it's how you say, like, the French word. The way of saying the letter Y is éclat. And who the hell can say that?
But it's interesting, though, because you mentioned in French and the letter Y, because Rush, YYZ, they call it YYZ.
Yeah.
But they don't call it, how do you say Y?
Éclat.
I'm going to say the name of this album, but you need to put on a smack first.
Also, they say WW.
Yes.
Which is double V, not double U.
Nick, that's the one thing I retained from my French. W.
It's kind of that way in Spanish, too.
Sí.
Is it?
Yeah.
W.
Yeah, W.
Sí. Anyway.
Okay, back from our language
Écoutez.
lessons. Paul McCartney, final story, has announced his first Australian tour date since 2017. The Got Back tour this fall includes 6 dates during October and November. He commented online and said, "I've got so many amazing memories of my time in Australia over the years. Last trip was so much fun. We had such an incredible time." The Beatles, it'll kick off in Adelaide, where in 1964 the Beatles had an estimated 350,000 people line the streets between the airport and the town hall to catch a glimpse of them.
There's so many people!
It's just crazy, man.
Of course, the Robic!
350,000.
Get away from the car! Go to hell! What did ever come to your sinking continent?
He seems so nice.
He does.
But when you peel back the layers, there's just a raw nerve.
There's a ticking time bomb.
All right, that's it in music news. One final $50 gift card from Pizza Hut to give away. We'll take caller number 25 at 215-263-WMMR. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is in theaters now.
95 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Get your hands and gel on the new Big New Yorker pizza back for a limited time. I just said that a second ago. But it's
again.
Participating Pizza Hut location. So call number 25, 215-263-WMMR. You get that gift card. We'll take a break, come back, letter of the day, word of the week, and so on when we return.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
That would be the worst horror movie ever.
This is not it. Scary.
Yeah.
It's a little creepy, I guess.
This guy's name in the bathroom mirror, and it came out and kissed my forehead.
I don't understand.
I was sitting here minding my own business. And you
I did it.
to kiss your
I went
forehead.
and did it.
Keep my name out your mouth.
Well, that kind of made my day. You know, it honestly did. So thanks, pal. I appreciate
I was just relaying the legend.
But right now, it's
Peanut butter jelly time.
Yeah.
Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Where you at?
all right. So yesterday,
There you go. There you go.
yesterday, how did this even come up? I forgot.
Well, Steve sang his jingle, and then you guys commented
right.
on Peter Pan,
Yeah,
and I
it's-
said Peter Pan is an inferior peanut butter, and Preston, you took umbrage with
I
that
took
statement.
offense to that.
Yes, which you grew up on it.
Yeah, I grew up in a Peter Pan household.
Yeah, and so Casey and I were defending the honor of Jif, and I said that Jif is my favorite, although we'll see if that's actually true.
And then I said, well, at least we can all agree that Skippy sucks. And then Kathy jumped in, so we all took sides.
But here's
or did Steve, do you take a side at all?
Yes, I agreed. I agreed with Kathy. Kathy is her pirate
Stevie.
name. Yeah. I also, believe it or not, I think Peter Pan has merit.
Okay.
So
all right.
I'm kind of Switzerland in this because I think everything has merit.
Here's the thing for me. I think I'll definitely be able to identify the Skippy, but I honestly don't eat any other peanut butter but that, so I don't know if I'll be able to decipher between Peter Pan and Jif.
I don't think I've ever had Peter Pan.
So, all right. So here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to see, A, if you can identify what it is.
Right.
Okay.
And B, rank which you think is the best one.
So
Okay.
we have.
I think
we have
all peanut butter's great.
Yeah.
I do too. I'm
know?
a big. I can't ever remember saying, "Oh, that's terrible peanut butter."
Except maybe some of the natural ones. If you're really in the mood for the super sweet peanut butter, it can be a minor letdown. But I do like those too.
And by
I
the way,
do.
the 3 spoons that we have here, fortunately, only equal like 1,000 calories.
Oh my God!
Good.
Peanut butter is insanely high in calories.
It's great for protein.
Yes.
It's great if you're just gonna stop at like half a spoonful.
Yeah.
That's fine. No one does.
Yeah, but who can do
And
that?
so you have 45,000 calories.
I think like a tablespoon is like 80 calories.
Yeah,
Kathy.
yeah.
Or maybe more,
Oh, no,
maybe
it's
like
more
110 or something.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Here's the deal, and I don't want to besmirch peanut butter. I hope peanut butter's not listening right now, but I think peanut butter is only good when it's accompanied by something else.
Milk?
Peanut butter
I don't
by
agree.
itself. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like peanut butter needs something else to shine.
Some type of bread.
No, some type of, well, maybe bread, yes, but I don't even like peanut butter sandwiches, but like a jelly, a honey, a pretzel.
I can do just peanut butter
Yeah.
on an English muffin, on a piece of toast.
Absolutely.
Stuff like
you could
that.
put it so especially when you have it on a fresh out of the toaster.
Yes.
And it melts. Yeah, we're looking at the calorie.
That's 2 tablespoons.
That's 2.
2
So
tablespoons, 188
about
calories.
90.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a clear spoon. Casey, give me some music because we're just going to be sitting here smacking our lips.
Peanut butter jelly time.
People are going to hate that. All right. So try the white spoon. And see,
which one first?
Clear.
Clear?
The clear. Yeah.
All right.
Do you have your scoring sheet?
I
in
do.
front of you?
Yes, I do.
All right. Now, if you're one of those people that hates the sound of smacking lips,
You're
going
gonna
to
hate this.
You're going to absolutely detest this.
If you
Ooh.
believe in peanut butter, clap your hands.
Is it? Can we comment, or is this a contest?
I think
or
I know what that is. No, it's a contest. Don't comment.
No comment.
Okay.
Okay. I think I know what that one.
I think I know what that one is too. All right. When you're done.
Wait.
We don't have any palate cleansers either. So.
Oh, I do. No, I got water. You got water.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, I know which one is my Skippy before I even taste it, just by the look of it.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be impressed if that's the
Kathy,
case.
that's how I felt.
Now I'm gonna
about,
try.
not about Skippy, but about
Are we
you.
doing 1 to 10 or 1 to 5 for rating numerical taste?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go through all 3 of them before I decide
Okay,
which
yeah.
one I like best.
But 1 to 10, is that the?
Let's do 1 to 10.
All right, now white spoon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh.
Okay. God, it's all good.
Okay.
Also good.
Oh my God, I got too much in my mouth now.
Yeah.
It
You hear that
can
in porn movies.
be like a full-on paste. All right, I think I know what that is.
Okay.
I may change my answer, but
You can. We just have to when we do the final tally. All right, and then
I'm gonna turn this music up so people don't hear us going.
This is a lot. This is a lot harder than I thought.
By the way, I want you to know that I wrote down my Skippy answer before I even tasted it.
All right, just on site. All right, we're doing the yellow spoons now, correct?
Yeah.
Yellow.
Colored, whatever your color is.
All right, mine's red. I'm like, oh no.
To be honest, they all pretty much taste the same to me. I can't really clearly, definely pick out a difference between those, but I'm just jotting down.
Skippy's creamier than the other two.
It is. Okay.
That's what I think.
Honestly.
All right, now rate the taste.
All right, rate your taste here.
Oh.
1 to 10?
Yeah. Or should you just do 1, 2, 3? Which one you like best?
All right, yeah, let's do that.
Best to worst. 1, 2, and 3.
All right.
I've actually surprised myself.
One being the best.
I may be a changed man.
Okay.
I'm trying not to use my
Penis?
predetermined,
Your bias?
yeah, my bias, my predetermined decision on what I was saying yesterday to influence. But if I'm wrong,
that's a sign of a man looking to evolve.
Well, I would like to. Life's about change, Steve.
Okay. So, real quick, do we want to say what we thought was the best tasting one first?
No. Here's why I think the way we should roll this out. Now, Marissa's the only one who knows the answers.
Right.
I think we all say what we think number 1 is.
Okay.
And then she'll reveal what it is. And then we all say what we think number 2 is, and so on. Okay. And see if we get it right. All right. I thought number 1 was Jif.
I too thought number 1 was Jif.
I thought number 1 was Jif.
Wow.
So again, I don't know the difference between Jif and Peter Pan, so I went Peter Pan.
Okay. And Nick?
I thought number 1 was Jif.
Okay. And Marissa, what is number 1?
Confirming that number 1 is the clear spoon.
Yes. Number 1 is the clear spoon.
It's Peter Pan.
Oh my God!
Man.
Oh my God!
Mind blown.
Dude, hang on, because all right, never mind.
Well, we'll find out at the end.
All right.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Oh my God!
All right.
The world is upside
So
down.
I was the only one that got it right, by the way.
You were?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you said you're right. Yeah. Kathy gets it. All right. So for the white spoon, the second one, I thought that was Skippy.
I thought that was Peter Pan.
Okay.
I thought it was Skippy.
Yep.
Jif.
All right.
Skippy.
And what is number 2?
Kathy wins again. It's
I identified Skippy before I even tasted it. I knew it by the look.
Unreal. Wow.
Okay.
So that was Jif.
That was Jif, and then the
and number 3 I had is Peter Pan.
And number 3 I had
Peter.
Skippy.
Yeah, Steve,
Sorry.
I had
Steve, you and I had all 3 the same.
Same thing. Yeah.
So did I had the same as you, Preston, and I am just my world's upside down. I was wrong with what I said yesterday.
Well, wait till you get to the taste.
Yeah.
Well, hang on a second.
Wait till you get to the taste because then it's inverted my perception.
All right, so hang on a second. So the colored spoon was Skippy?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
All
was
right.
Skippy.
So here's
I got them all wrong.
Oh, I felt
too.
I got the last one right. I got Skippy right, and I'm so glad that we did this blind taste test because I'll reveal something a little bit later.
All right. So I ranked as the best tasting one as number 1, and it turns out that is Peter Pan.
Right, which is what you said yesterday.
Which is what I said. Yeah. Okay.
Preston, I rated as the best tasting the third, the colored spoon.
So Skippy.
Which is what you and I said, Steve.
Yes, yeah.
And I did the same thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thinking that the white spoon was Peter Pan, I ranked that the best, and as it turns out, it was Jif that was the best in my eyes, my mouth. And I also, I just want to point out that I also, not knowing anything, that I ranked Skippy as the worst tasting flavor.
Okay.
Not knowing anything. But I really thought that Peter Pan was going to be the best. And as it turns out, it was Jif.
Well, let me tell you, Peter Pan, to Kathy, I think is the sweetest.
Yeah, so I picked Skippy as number 1 as best tasting, and then the other 2, again, not really knowing the difference, I did not like 3 at all. That was Jif. So I went, Peter Pan was number 2 for me.
I believe Peter Pan does have the most sugar of all 3.
Really?
No, Kath, you said number 3 was Jif. Number 3 was...
No. I rated Jif number 3 in taste.
Okay.
So I didn't like the Jif. I liked the Peter Pan better.
Marissa, by the way, how did our Twitter poll turn out? Because that should be done by now. It was 24 hours ago. Great song. It's Revivalists on 93.3 WMMR. The song is called Kid. Hey, Kid. I love it. It is 10:30 exactly on a Wednesday morning, of which the weather... Oh, Steve, your mic's not on. Of which the weather is phenomenal. 83 degrees and sunshine, and this humidity being away, I could get used to all summer long.
Hypothetical situation here. Do you think we get an inverse of July and August? Like, in other words, because July was pretty steaming.
Yeah, July was not. I guess so. I think,
I'm pulling for that.
And I don't mind 90-degree temperatures.
No.
It's just as absolutely damp as it was.
That humidity.
It was just killing you. Absolutely just oppressive. So we're getting a great break. So hopefully you can enjoy some outdoor stuff. I would like to thank Rory Chedda Wiz for being by this morning. His last name is Ehrlich, and his mom, Erin, came by. Rory is 6 years old. He's got a world-class mullet, and he's running for a competition called Mullet Champ he's in the kids division. He's made it to the top 25 in the country.
And he's got, honestly, a great smile, and his picture looks he's smiling in the picture. I think he stands out amongst the pack, and it's all for a great cause, isn't
He
it?
looks a lot like his mom, by the way.
Yes, yeah.
That smile. So you can start voting for him on the 7th. We'll remind you about that next week, and we'll see if we can push this through and let him become the champion of our area. Thank you to Pizza Hut for dropping off the pizzas, the Zaz, as my friends and I used to call it.
Pizza party.
And it's in conjunction with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is in theaters today. Mutant Mayhem is in theaters today, by the way. So we appreciated the pizza party. That's all you need. Most definitely. All right. I guess we need to do the letter of the day then, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Going to be you, Case?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
All right, and the Preston and Steve Show is brought to you by the letter.
O, as in Kathy. Orange.
It's not even a word.
All right, and we have 2 more to go, and then we give away a 4-pack of 3-day tickets to see Jelly Roll and many more artists at Tidal Wave Music Festival. That's August 11th through the 13th on the beach in Atlantic City. Jelly Roll is performing live on Sunday the 13th. Tickets are on sale now. TidalWaveFest.com for complete details, and you can text Jelly to 39333 for a link to Sarah's recent interview with Jelly Roll.
Jelly donut.
And another chance to win a pair of 3-day tickets as well. So make sure that you do that. I will take this moment to thank our fine sponsors. The Preston and Steve radio program brought to you today by Duncan. And the Preston and Steve show runs on Duncan. Where's my music?
Where is it?
Oh, wrong one. Here we go. Thank you.
Where is it?
Paul, please. We're wrapping up the show.
Where's the closing music? What are you, stupid?
Somebody texted in and said, Angry Paul needs a sitcom. And also brought to you by the fully loaded breakfast cheesesteak from Manhattan Bagel. Order ahead at manhattanbagel.com. Tomorrow on our program, we might have our buddy Tom Pop on. He's got a gig coming up in Wilmington. And so we're going to see if he can touch base with us tomorrow. So that's it. We are done. Rage on and have yourself a great day. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Hey, everybody. It's good to have you.
Preston